This week we have a movie that could either be a fever dream, a dream come true, or just a really long commercial for the Houston Chamber of Commerce. I'm Derrick.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack.
And this is Bad Movies,
Worst People.
Welcome back to our Back to School month. All movies starring little shit kids. All
Shitbirds.
month long. Yeah.
All shitbirds. Except
Fuck these kids.
I mean, this is an older shitbird.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't say fuck these kids. I'm going to start with the elephant in the room, maybe, for anybody who knows who Johnathan Brandis is.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's worth talking about.
100%.
He was a child actor who
Child
had a
model first, I
child
found
model,
out.
and then an actor. If you guys hear squeaking in the background, the dog won't stop squeaking her ball, and I'm not going to make her because it makes her not jump on me. So,
Sedona wanted to be on the podcast.
but he was a child model, then child actor who had varying levels of success as he got older, and at 27, he committed suicide.
2003 is what I
Yeah,
remember.
so.
2003, he had been in Heart's War, which was a flop, but also his role was basically cut out of it. And that
Yeah.
was like the last thing he did. And according to his friends, he had gotten into a deep depression, started drinking a lot. He ended up killing himself. Later on, though, like recently, like in the last few years, his dad was doing an interview somewhere and said that he doesn't think that it was show business and depression from that caused it. It was just a different time, and we didn't really understand mental health the way we do now.
That makes
He
sense.
thinks that maybe,
Especially with child actors. I mean,
Yeah.
that treated mostly pretty poorly.
well, he thinks that maybe it was maybe Brandis was like, what would you call it now? Not bipolar anymore.
Borderline
but-
personality
yeah,
disorder?
Borderline personality disorder. Because he showed some traits of that, but people didn't really know what that was at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Not
it was. My
most
sister was
people.
actually misdiagnosed bipolar, and turns out borderline personality disorder.
My new drag name is going to be misdiagnosed.
I love it.
Thank you. I'm not
So-
shaving my beard.
100% rest in pictures.
Yes,
Yeah.
rest in pictures,
Agreed.
Johnathan Brandis, and yeah, we're probably gonna make fun of him.
We
But
are the
we're not
worst
making fun
people.
of him. We're making fun of this movie.
Yes.
Whoa, we're going to make fun of this movie. For sure. Try not to, man.
He was my big fucking crush.
The roommate.
Shocker.
Yeah, the roommate had a big crush on him,
But
for
like
sure.
ladybugs.
That's the one I was trying to
Huge-
think
yes.
of. I was like, there's a big one I'm blanking on.
Yeah.
It's Ladybugs.
Ladybugs
I
was.
think as a kid, I didn't know the difference between him and that kid from Last Action Hero and any of the kids from Home Improvement. I just thought they were all the same kid.
they all had similar
Insert
haircuts.
3 initials here.
I was like, I don't know, it's that kid with the floppy hair. I have floppy hair. We could be friends.
Oh, and this guy is rocking the shit out of the, what did I call it last time? The wedge, where they
Yes.
lift up your hair and shave under it and let it flop.
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy, Johnathan, is rocking the wedge well.
I still
Wedge
love it.
on, you crazy diamond.
I see it today, and I'm like,
Yeah. Oh,
love
if
that.
you're in the mood for some 90s, get you some Johnny B. I mean, because he is rocking a 90s haircut the entire time. He's pretty much in the limelight, I would say.
if you were a tween in the 90s, Johnny B was your babe.
Mm-hmm.
Did we say what we're doing?
No, we
Not
did
yet.
not.
This is 1992's Sidekicks, directed by Aaron Norris.
I read that Chuck did this as a favor to his brother.
That's something I
They
read. There
actually-
also, though, there was an interview we watched with Aaron Norris because, hey guys, I own this movie in beautiful, ultra high definition from Vinegar Syndrome.
Of
Yes,
course
we
you do. Why wouldn't you?
And there's a ton of special features, as always. And one of them is an interview with Aaron Norris. Did you know he's in the Army? Because he says it 140
And
times.
he's wearing the army hat.
And basically,
He's like the guy from your high school that, like, was an athlete that had a Letterman jacket and never took it off.
Yeah.
Never,
You
ever.
know that I threw for 4,000 yards that season, right?
There's one point he's talking about, like, we did explosions in movies and how they had like changed the way people did some explosions so you could get the black ring on it, so it looked more cinematic. Kind
Yeah.
of. And he's like, "Thanks, Army," because he was in the bombers corps, not whatever people who do explosions.
Sure.
I don't know, artillery, not artillery, but like whatever, demolitions kind of
Demolitions.
thing. Yeah,
The Bombers Brigade.
Bombers Brigade. But yeah, he did. I mean, Chuck Norris, he directed basically every Chuck Norris movie after he started directing Chuck Norris movies.
Okay.
So I mean, maybe he did it as a favor.
So,
but,
like, all the Delta Force,
yeah,
the
he
Lone
did,
Wolf McQuaid.
like all the ones
Yes.
they do in this.
All of it.
Uh-huh.
For sure. Which,
Oh, man.
There's only 3 that I can tell, or 2 that are definite references, maybe 3, and then other ones that are maybe like are ancillary references.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so he had directed He did Missing in Action 3 for sure. I don't know if he did the first one. I think he did the second and third one. I think he did.
Fist and Fireman 7. I didn't see the first 6.
He did do Delta Force and some other ones. But yeah, so he was directing Chuck Norris movies. And so this was like, I guess he had a script that was about some kid who was dying of cancer or something. Like when these people asked him like, hey, do you have a script? We want to do something with like a kid in it, but like with Chuck Norris. And he's like, sure, I've got a script right here. But he's like, I can't pitch this script because it's the most depressing thing I've ever read.
Yeah.
So he just started making this up as he was pitching it to people.
Yeah, that's a sad script.
Yeah. So he was like, okay, well, it's like a kid. And that's all he took from the script that was in his hand.
But
and
they
then he's
gave
just
him
like
one
making
disability.
it up. Yeah. So he's just making it up as he goes along to pitch it to these
Did
people.
Aaron? So you said Aaron Norris didn't write this. He just
No.
had the.
He
so
came
he
up with a pitch
modified
for
it.
and I'm sure his basic pitch was probably something like, this kid has Chuck Norris as an imaginary friend. Go.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
The
Imaginary
guy who wrote
friend,
this,
maybe. Maybe this is like a fucking multiverse thing because there's a couple things that happen. They like, did he imagine that?
Yeah,
we'll
and
get to it.
Yeah, it's kind of a bizarre. I mean, it's a flight of fantasy, like childhood movie is what it is. So, like there's things where you're like, what? But if you watched it as an 8-year-old as you were intended to, you'd be like, oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. If I had a child, they wouldn't be watching this.
I did. But the writer, real quick, Lou Ilar, I believe his name is.
Okay.
This is the only thing he's ever done.
Oh wow!
Writing,
So he
producing,
retired on top.
anything.
Yes,
He knocked one out of the park in his mind.
Well, Aaron Norris did mention he wanted to hire a bunch of friends for this, so maybe Lou Ilar was also a friend.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because he was like friends with Beau Bridges, and he's friends with, who else was in this movie?
The guy from Night Court,
Joe.
Bull.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bull was in it. He's
Bull's
fun.
in it.
And
Joe
the-
Piscopo.
Yeah,
was
Joe
his neighbor or
Piscopo
something.
is
Yeah, they were next door neighbors.
just before we actually get into this. Joe Piscopo is in a different movie than everybody else in this
I
fucking
don't know.
movie.
He's
Joe
Piscopo
Piscopo
eating it.
is-
Are
He's
you
eating-
liking it though?
I loved it.
loved
Okay,
it.
I did not.
I loved it because I was like, Joe Piscopo watched Karate Kid and was like, yeah, I could do that, but like amped up on meth.
But I
Yeah.
don't think any.
So I hated it at first.
I don't think anybody else was in the same movie though as his ham fist.
At the beginning, I wasn't a fan, and then towards the end, I was like,
Grew on
"All
you?
right, yeah.
I mean,
get
there
it."
is one problematic role of his in
Yes, and
here.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this movie was shot primarily in Houston, Texas, and it was funded by a guy named Mattress Mac. Apparently, he's a big like mattress salesman.
Why wouldn't you
in
just
the
go by
Houston area.
Mattress?
Mattress.
Yeah.
Well, his name is James McInvale, so he's
Ooh.
Mattress Mac, and I guess he did commercials where he would dress up like a mattress and yell at you, kind of like the used car guy
Oh,
here
yeah,
that yells in the
the,
commercials
"I'm in a
dressed like a
pickle."
pickle and shit.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't
That
want to
kind
know
of
his
thing.
name.
But like, and it's the early '90s, so it makes sense because that's when those things made sense. Like this guy's still doing it now in Tucson does not make sense.
Does not make sense.
So
well, now it's
when-
throwback.
A super side awesome note for Mattress Mac is when like floods and everything were happening and people were losing their homes, he opened up his doors so all these people could just sleep on the mattresses.
So you're
and
saying
had a
that he
safe
did
place.
he did a reverse Joel Osteen.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
this dude shut his church down and locked it up and
Yes.
was like, "Go die."
This guy
was like,
"Come
"Hey,
in.
fuck my money, sleep
Get
on my
out of the
mattress."
weather.
Good man.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess
all
he does
right,
it
all right.
regularly because I guess there are floods there regularly. Not as
Sure.
bad as the one that you're referencing where that mega church douchebag was locking people out. But I guess there's floods a lot, and he lets people come in, people who are on the streets, people
Regular.
who don't.
Good,
can't
good
do
for him.
whatever,
Mattress
so.
Mac, shout out to you, my
Golf
man,
clap.
my man, golf clap.
But
I'll
yeah,
put my
there's a
beer down
whole
for
story
that.
about it. We won't get into it, but basically he ended up funding this movie primarily.
Almost
he
the
gave,
entire fund.
He gave like one thing I was reading
Okay.
said he gave $8 million, but then another thing was saying it was up to $16 million.
He probably spent $8 million of his own, then got some tax breaks on the rest. I don't know how money works.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have enough money to know.
You say $8 million, I'm like, that's a made up number. That is, there's no amount of money that's ever been close to $8 million.
I didn't.
Do you?
know.
Are you trying to say 800?
So apparently Chuck Norris did commercials with him and stuff. So they were
Yeah.
like buddy, and then it cost about $16 million. It made $3.8 million its opening weekend, which is not bad because it was second place to Indecent Proposal,
Yeah.
which is a weird double feature if you were around in 1992 or I guess 1993 because it came out in December of 92, but it was like back then, like most movies, it was limited. It was in a few places, and then it did wide release in May of 93.
They did that December release to try and get some, Oscar buzz.
That's when you like get you get Sidekicks for the kids, and then you take your spouse to Indecent Proposal. You're like, all right, and we'll see
You
in
get-
2 hours.
This
You
movie's
give
an
that
hour
kid-
41 minutes. How long is Indecent Proposal? I think it might be longer.
You give that kid a handful of quarters and you tell him to hit the arcade in the
Yep.
movie theater.
You're gonna give them a lot of fucking quarters if you're trying to watch a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, it's fine. Hey, when I was getting dropped off these places, it was Turtles in Time, the Simpsons game, which is lovely,
Air hockey.
and the fuck air hockey.
Fuck.
Air hockey's for people with friends.
Yeah, I was talking about playing alone. You know how depressing it is to play air hockey alone? Could you run over there? Could you?
I
It's
had a
terrible.
To hit it really soft so you have time to get to the other side.
Yeah. Oh, I scored on myself. Damn it. Yes. But no, X-Men, the arcade game. Loved it. This is
Yeah.
what I spent my summers doing.
Turtle.
My
Excuse me.
God.
Excuse me.
Her sneeze
allergies?
put poop in my underwear.
Turtles in Time, by the way, is one of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big Apple, 3 a.m. So this movie did not do well, though. Back to what we were talking about. Speaking of spending a bunch of quarters, $16 million. How much this movie cost? $17.8 million was its overall.
That's a
box
lot of
office.
quarters.
Yeah, 16 million. That's like 50 something million quarters.
It's insurmountable.
It's 16 times 4. But yeah, so 17.8 million total. Not great.
Yeah.
It never got put on DVD or Blu-ray. Like, this is like the first time it's been released on disc, this Vinegar Syndrome release, which I think is part of the reason they did it, because it's not, Vinegar Syndrome specializes in like cult classics, exploitation, grindhouse.
But this is barely cult, if it is at all.
Well, no, that's the thing. I think it qualified for what they were doing, because they have some kind of deal going with like MGM, so they can do some, because they also did Showgirls and Roadhouse and some other movies like that. But I think because it had no other release, they were like, hey, let's do this.
There's a
Because
market for it. I'm saying it's not cult as anything else on your shelf.
I know I've seen it, so I must have been a TV, like a syndication, like TNT.
I feel like a
thing.
TBS TNT kind of.
Because I know I saw it a dozen times. I mean,
lazy day show.
Yeah, so nationally it was released April 30th, 1993. So I think I mentioned that. And guess what came out 1 year later?
Roadhouse.
No, that was earlier. Last Action Hero.
Oh yeah.
Which
Oh.
some of the guys in the special
improved
features.
script.
Yeah, some of the guys in special features were like, oh, they aped us. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
I like Sidekicks. Okay, I think it's fine. Last Action Hero
I think
is
it's
insurmountably better. Insurmountably
Yeah,
better.
it is. You're not wrong. It is insurmountably better.
We did just watch that a couple nights ago,
At
right?
the hotel.
It's an
yeah.
improved script. It's an improved cast.
Well, just the idea is better too, because this. So I mean, I guess we can get into it. I'll give a little. Or did you want to do the summary?
I can do the summary.
If you got one,
Go
hit
for a
it.
quick
All right.
summary.
I'm going to do a quick summary under 30 seconds. Ready for this? There's an asthmatic boy who wants to do karate, and his idol is Chuck Norris. And so he daydreams in the middle of class or PE or anything about being in these movies with Chuck Norris.
While
and
walking.
While walking. And then teacher Pet, apparently, she gets him involved in, he gets a sensei. They actually get to be in a karate contest because he wants to beat a bully's ass.
That was exactly 30 seconds by my count.
Yeah, basically.
That was well said.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And they specifically said a bunch of times, like, we were not trying to like ape Karate Kid, and I was like, well, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one other thing.
Mako-
Yeah,
I
you
wanted to
did
say.
because the guy playing Uncle, which I think you're
Mako.
Mako. Love this guy. I know him from one of the Conans. Conan
Yes,
the
he's in
Bavarian.
He's in both. He's the wizard guy in both, and he's also the narrator. In the first one.
Gotcha. Yeah, because as soon as I saw the very first time I ever watched this movie was as an adult. I never saw it growing up. So I saw it as an adult as one of me and the Bleeps drinking movies and found it not exactly what I wanted. But long story short, I saw this dude and I was like, I know him. I try to do the natural thing instead of going straight to IMDb. He's like, all right,
Yeah.
dude, how do I know this guy? And it took me a while,
You
and
gotta
I
keep
figured
your
out
brain
he's-
muscles strong.
Yeah,
by
I gotta
random
keep a
trivia.
nice wet brain here.
One more thing I did want to
What was
say.
it you found? You said though, besides Conan.
No,
Or
no,
is that
that's what I remembered him
it? Okay.
from.
Well, real quick, he was considered for Pat Morita's role.
Oh, okay.
He was in the running. So
All right.
basically, he's like consolation prize. I'll be
I like
Johnathan
him.
Brandis's.
I think to
Love
me, I
him.
think he's the bright spot in this movie.
Yes,
Oh,
he
he's fucking
is.
hilarious too.
He's the best.
When we're first
Mr.
introduced to
Dumpling.
him, I mean, we'll get there, but I'll just do it right now. When we're first introduced to him, and he's waiting in line at that train, and there's an older Chinese guy in front of him smoking his big fat cigar, and there's a no smoking sign.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Hey, can you tell that C slur?"
That C word.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I mean, all right. I'm not trying to say that you should use this word ever.
ever.
But if you're the type of person to use this slur against an Asian person, you might not want to say it to another Asian person.
Right?
You
Yeah,
know
so
what I
can you
mean?
tell this C slur to put out his cigar? There's no smoking here. And he's like, which one? Mako says, which one, since all of us C slurs look the same?
Yeah.
Or look so much alike. And he's like, that one in front. Hold on, I have it written down because the way he said it. Okay, so he says, which one are you referring to since we all kind of look the same? He's like, the one in front of you, Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
then, which also.
My
different,
name's not Charlie.
different slur.
Charlie's Vietnamese. Charlie's
Yes,
specifically
which is
about
still a
Viet
slur,
Cong.
technically, but
It's a very militaristic term for Viet Cong.
it's good because we have to say it because of the comeback. He ends up telling the guy to put out his cigar, and he takes it from him, and he puts it out. And he goes,
he does a magic trick.
yeah, well, he puts it out first, right? Doesn't
No.
he doesn't put it
No.
out. That's
No.
right. So yeah, he does a magic trick, makes it disappear, and he's like, by the way, my name's not Charlie, and walks away. And then this dude's pants are on fire. His jacket is on fire.
It's a smoking jacket.
Yeah, because he slipped the cigar into the guy's jacket, and then the cops come and then presumably give him a ticket for smoking, which is hilarious.
I hope so, you fucking piece of shit.
So before you guys start talking again, I wanted to say this. All of the people at the tournament, those like the people fighting and everything.
Oh,
those were
at
all,
the end of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are all Aaron's friends. Like these are all people who
Oh,
professionally
okay.
fight martial arts.
Man, there is a phenomenally dressed black gentleman in this at that tournament.
Oh, with the sparkle gi.
Dude, I wanted to watch him fight so bad, and he doesn't put 1 foot on this mat. I was so upset.
Oh, okay, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Oh,
Because
not the sparkle gi.
The sparkle gi
Not
guy
the
does
sparkle
an
gi. Sorry, this
exhibition.
guy he's wearing a normal white gi, but he's got like it almost looks like a blaxploitation character because he has a huge gold medallion. He's got like the Soul Glow perm mullet and a beautiful Fu Manchu.
Like he could have just been straight from The Last Dragon.
Absolutely. And he's on the side running some dojo, but he doesn't fight. His students do. And I'm like, that's every time the camera goes by, I'm like, missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Show me this dude fighting.
Please.
And I just want to say one more thing I forgot to say earlier. Since we have to talk about him killing himself, if you guys need to talk to somebody, call somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw that out there.
Call me.
There's a stupid meme that goes around that I actually really love. I say stupid because it's, it's a meme, but it says, I'd rather hear your story than go to your funeral.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
100%. Just reach out. Everybody cares. And if they don't, fuck them.
What is it? Star 988? Is that the number now?
Is
the
it?
National Suicide Hotline. All those Arizona breweries do the
1-800
collaboration.
talk something.
It used to be 1-800-TALK something, and then now there's a national one that's like Star 988, I believe.
Yeah.
I should have done my research, but and then so also obviously this movie features Mr. Chuck Norris. That's his real name. No, it's Carlos. Carlos.
Which, if you watch special features, you will find out. He's
Dude.
Carlos and Aaron is Butch.
Yeah, Aaron Norris is like, I call him Carlos because that's his real name. And then like 5 times
Aaron's
in
the
this
baby,
20-minute
apparently
thing,
baby
he's like,
Butch.
and I said to Carlos, which is Chuck's real name, he just keeps saying it. And I'm like, yeah, we know. We got it. But his first movie credit is in Way of the Dragon with Bruce Lee. He's one of the people who fights mustacheless, which is weird. Mm-hmm. Still a ginger.
Still hairy.
Didn't change. Still hairy, but no mustache. And I don't like it.
He's out there repping for the Reds. He was, not
Is he
anymore.
your guys' idol?
No, Ron Howard.
Oh, no. Did you know? So, like, all the Chuckisms? Like, Chuck Norris went to the Virgin
The
Islands.
Chuck
and
Norris
he
fact.
came back.
yeah.
So they went in on it, and they were gonna do like a whole book and everything. Like Chuck and Aaron were.
He
gonna do a
originally
whole
tried to sue the
Chuckisms.
guy.
Well,
that
he likes
started
it now.
this.
Oh, they love
But
it
his
now.
reasoning was, he's like, they're not really family friendly. I'm like, oh my God, you are too wholesome. Shut
Right?
up.
Supposedly, according to the IMDb trivia, so take it as you will, his favorite Chuck Norris fact is before the boogeyman goes to bed, he checks the closet for Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
He did say it in one of the Expendables, right?
Well, do you know why Chuck Norris doesn't fart? Even his butt doesn't talk shit behind his back.
Aww. Well, that's wholesome.
So
Family friendly.
It is.
So let me-
Fart jokes are huge in my family.
let me go ahead and address some stuff here because Chuck Norris is a problematic figure in modern America. I don't know if you guys know, depending on what side of
I
the
really
aisle
don't.
you're on, I guess. But so the fun facts about Chuck Norris,
Spill
he
some
is a
tea.
really good martial artist. Like
Yep.
this, that's not movie shit. He's one of 3 Americans to have an 8th degree black belt in Taekwondo, a 10th degree black belt in Tang Sudo, 5th degree in Karate, 3rd degree in Jiu-Jitsu, a black belt in Judo. He's an honorary Texas Ranger and an honorary Marine. So those are all like things to say about him that are like, wow, this guy's kind of a cool dude. On the other side, I mean, like I said, it depends on where you fall on the political spectrum and stuff. I'm not a fan of a lot of these people. He's a good friend of and endorsed both George H.W. and W. Bush.
All right.
He's a born-again Christian that doesn't believe in evolution. He's very vocal about that. He endorsed Trump. He endorsed Mike Huckabee. He's a columnist for WorldNet Daily, which is a right-wing thing that's where he's talked a lot about how prayer belongs in school.
Fuck off.
The Golden Compass is an anti-Christian movie. He's a vocal secessionist for Texas to secede from the United States.
You know what? Let him.
I mean, I'm not against it.
Let them. Just get them out. Let them. Next time they have a big disaster, let them look to their Lord and Savior, Joel Osteen. Or Mattress Mac.
He also endorsed a guy named Roy Moore for Senate, who was arrested for sexual misconduct with minors. So,
Jesus fucking
I mean,
Christ.
politics aside, evolutionary denier.
Yeah.
Come on, guy.
Yeah. It's that whole born-again Christian, like, just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, if that's
You know that
good for
Jesus
you, that's
was
all
the first
fine,
born
but,
again Christian? He died, and then 3 days later, he was born again.
Well, he's
and
not
he
a
was
born. He's not. He
Christian.
wasn't a Christian though. He was Jewish. He didn't believe in himself.
Well, he came back as a Christian. That's the born again part.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well.
That's why people always tell you should believe in yourself, because you never know if you're Jesus.
I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm pretty sure I'm not
I don't know.
Jesus.
I would follow you.
Well, yeah, okay. Follow me. Try to walk on water. We both drown.
I feel like we could do it. I can turn wine into piss.
I can turn. Yeah, I can turn an empty a wine bottle into an empty bottle real
Yeah,
quick.
I can use my magic to turn water into beer. Just give me like, I don't know, 4 weeks.
So can we get to my first problem with this movie? Every flashback or schizophrenic episode or whatever it is better, and I want to watch that movie more than this.
Because they're based on Chuck Norris movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all actual Chuck Norris
Well,
movies.
they're not. Some of them are like tangential references,
Oh,
like
like
the
the-
Western one and stuff.
Yeah, it's not
But,
by name.
like,
Can
this
we
first-
get to my favorite part of this movie? Is this chick tied up, moaning sexually in this kid's fantasy? She's not doing like,
Oh yeah.
oh no, help me! It's like a,
So
That-
I mean, these
Better.
are all things taken from Chuck Norris movies, like we said. But this is also obviously just that it's Johnathan Brandis. Well, let's call him his
Barry.
character's name, Barry Gabrewski. So
oh, I didn't know he had a last name.
yeah,
Everyone
Gabrewski.
just calls him Barry Wary. I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
Wary might be his last name.
Barry Wary, by the way. What the fuck
Terrible.
kind of an insult is that?
Terrible. I thought the whole time, like, at least Dingleberry. Like, low-hanging
Yeah,
fruit is
Dingleberry.
Dingleberry.
I think it was Barry, be wary, because I have asthma and I can't do
And
anything.
these
Which
kids
also-
don't know what the fuck Wary means. They're from Texas.
Yeah.
They're just saying Barry Wary because it sounds like a baby
you
talk
know,
thing.
you know who
Yeah.
we did not address that was in this movie?
We haven't gotten there yet. Who?
Her
The-
name,
The chick tied up.
no, Johnathan Brandis' girlfriend.
Winnie Cooper.
Yes, Winnie
Yeah.
Cooper.
And
yeah.
what do you call it was still on the air too, which is interesting.
Wonder Years.
Wonder Years. I didn't know it went to 93.
Oh, I
You
didn't
know
either.
she's an absolute genius, right?
No, I didn't
like-
know that.
Yeah,
When-
she's got like mathematics PhDs and shit,
Yeah.
and she's written
She
a
went
bunch
to
of books
MIT
about
after
like,
Wonder Years.
Like she wrote like a book about some equation that her and some other mathematicians like created. That's
Wow.
like a big thing.
Yeah.
She's like a fucking genius. The other fun
So she's
fact,
doing a good Winnie hunting?
I don't know if all that's making her much money because she spends all of her time now making fucking Hallmark movies.
Hey, there's a
Oh,
lot
wow.
of money
Hey,
in
you
that
know
shit,
what?
though.
You got girls got to eat.
Sure.
Science
At least
does
do
not pay the
Lifetime
bills.
movies. And Lifetime
Science
movies,
is her passion.
Jesus pays her bills because Hallmark movies are all Christian, like hard
Jesus
Christian.
pays her bills. Oh man, give me that bumper sticker.
So let's just start the movie because
Okay.
we've only been talking
All
for
right, let's
20
go.
or so minutes.
Right.
So the first we start in a daydream number 1 of I believe 7. If we maybe 8 or 9 if we include some of the little things.
Flittering ones.
But it's I believe this is like a roughly an Octagon reference, which is a Chuck Norris movie because he's a ninja in that, but he's not a white ninja. This white ninja thing is only this movie.
Yeah, I thought this was kind of generic, and
Yeah,
it's fine.
But,
I'm
but
not-
I mean, there's the Octagon. He is like a ninja fighting like ninja clans.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, maybe I don't know. But we start with like mysterious Japanese looking stuff. You know, it's very generic, like you said. And then we have Julia Nixon, who
Friend of the
welcome,
show.
Yeah, welcome back to the show. Rambo 2's co-bow.
Rambo.
Rambo.
Yeah, Miss Kiss Kiss Bang Bang herself.
That's right.
Playing Noreen Chan. She's in bondage as she is through most of his fantasies. Until
Weird.
it,
Yeah,
until it
just
changes
about-
until it
Weird.
changes to Winnie Cooper
Just-
being in bondage.
which is character maturity.
Yes.
He grew up and he started fantasizing about women his own age.
Did you ever get there?
Which made it weirder for the dudes watching this movie that were really into Noreen Chan being in bondage. Then all of a sudden it was Winnie Cooper and they were like, and then they got escorted out.
Well, I've got
could you
a
have a
weird
seat right here,
erection
sir?
now.
Could you have a seat right here, sir?
Go ahead.
Have a seat right there.
I don't mind that.
Back.
I don't mind that Winnie Cooper in bondage. Could you have a seat right here, sir?
Chris Hansen will be here this whole month.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope Chris Hansen's ready to have a seat.
So there's like some evil Shogun guy, and there's very like his fantasies are spin-offs of Chuck Norris movies, but they're like cartoony versions. So there's like this evil Shogun guy.
The Foley work is gonna tell you how cartoony it is.
Yes.
And this the white ninja appears who is Chuck Norris. I mean, maybe not, but
And when
the
you say
fantasy
white
is Chuck Norris.
ninja, you mean
He's
head
a
to
white guy,
toe.
but he's also in white
the
ninja garb.
bleachest white. It's not even a gi, but yeah, it's the.
Well, it's like
Padded.
it's like he's got like padding for like armor, but it's like soft fake muscles.
yeah.
I don't
not,
know.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop a sword.
Nope.
No.
But it'll help with nunchucks.
Nunchuckas.
He shows up and kicks this guy, the Shogun guy, into a fire, and the guy's just like, woohoo, woohoo, my butt's on fire. And he's like running around with like smoke coming out.
Might as well have been Yosemite Sam.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
biscuits is burning.
Well, it couldn't be Yosemite Sam because Chuck Norris wouldn't kick another ginger into a fire.
Especially
wouldn't.
one that has it's pro-gun and anti-evolution.
And has
And
a
a glorious
huge
mustache.
mustache. Yeah.
Huge.
I mean, Yosemite Sam is a Texan if I ever saw one. I mean, Yosemite's not in Texas, but that doesn't
I heard
matter.
Yosemite Sam came from Chuck Norris's chest hair.
Are we going to start our own Chuckisms?
We're gonna start our own
Yes,
Chuckisms.
I'm for it.
So yeah, she's like screaming like, "Someone please let me out of here!" While Chuck Norris is fighting all these ninjas.
Be
And
right
he's
with
like,
you, ma'am.
"Yeah, be right with you, lady."
Lady, damn it, I fucked it up. Yeah, it's good. It's straight to the camera. Like, I'm a hero.
So this second ninja shows up, who's much smaller in stature and sounds like a little girl, and it's Chuck Norris's sidekick. And so they're beating up all these ninjas, and they do this like arm lock spinny kick thing.
This is the Double Dragon movie we deserved. This right here, where these guys go actual back to back and just start effing up ninjas.
Yep.
This scene is better than Double Dragon.
Yes, this scene is a Double Dragon movie for 5 minutes, and then it's over.
And then when it ends, they have their masks off, and Chuck Norris is like, "Thanks, Barry. I can always count on you," or whatever. He's like, "That's what sidekicks are for, Chuck." And I'm like, "You were 40 seconds in this movie, and they already said it."
Yeah. He said it.
Said it.
Cuts to he's waking up from his daydream in class,
And has
he's talking
verbally
out
said
loud.
it.
He's like, "No problem, Chuck. That's what sidekicks are for," in class, and everybody makes fun of him. And you're supposed to feel bad for him, but I don't.
Yeah. Well, I feel bad for him because I think this is misdiagnosed. I don't think these are daydreams. These are psychotic episodes.
Does Chuck
You
Norris
might
really
be
show up
right.
at the end?
Yeah. Is Chuck Norris actually there? We don't know.
I say yes.
The wind blows and he disappears.
We've all had daydreams, I hope. I mean, I'm a big fucking daydreamer. I'm never saying these things out loud. And my daydream is me kind of looking off in the distance and thinking about something, not actually being there, not living in the
Would
moment.
you say you're a daydream believer?
Oh, I was going.
Chuck Norris queen.
I was going. Dream, dream,
Oh.
dream.
But that song literally says daydream.
Yeah, daydream believer.
I went to another Johnathan Brandis movie. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, this kid has asthma and he uses this once a day inhaler as an emergency inhaler.
Oh god.
As a person who had asthma when I was a kid, this is not what you carry around with you.
Well, we're also going to find out that asthma is a choice, Derrick.
Well, it is.
It's not. It's not.
I willed mine away.
What does he call it? What does he call it? Is it a crutch?
Mako is trying to teach him if
Thief.
figure
Or a
out if it's a
thief.
crutch or a thief or if it's real. I mean, the doctor does say that he's faking it.
Yeah.
I mean,
He does.
it's psychosomatic. I think part of it is, whatever happened with his mom passing away, and Bo Bridges isn't paying attention to him, and so I mean, not that Bo Bridges is a bad father in this movie. He's just busy because he's a single father.
And he's trying to pay those bills.
Yeah,
Yeah. For
And
sure.
by the way, let's just get to this real quick. They live in this like kind of shithole house, and he's like a computer programmer in the early '90s. Whereas Winnie Cooper lives in a fucking mansion around the corner,
that's
and her
a
dad's
castle.
just a Texan.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me this guy who works on computers is living in this garbage house? Houston is not
Here's
that
the
expensive.
thing.
My dad's a computer programmer, and I mean, I didn't grow up in a mansion like Winnie Cooper,
Right.
but I didn't grow up in a hovel like fucking Barry.
Here's the thing.
It's a nice middle-class house.
Texas
Like,
doesn't like outsiders. Because Winnie says it, or Winnie and old Barry Wary talk about it, says, my dad just got here, And, and she goes, well, my dad said he would have strung this guy up and shot him. I'm like, wow, that's Texan. He's old money. He's been there.
Yeah.
You just moved in here. Guess what? Put your time in. Live in this shithole, and we'll let you. You want to go to a castle? We'll get you a castle.
I'll get you a castle.
I'll get
you
you
want green paint?
You want a green door? I'll put a green door on it right now.
The reason why he's in a shithole is because he's a Democrat and he's in Texas.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's honestly very fair.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't think about that.
He did not have a pro-Bush sign in his front yard.
no,
so.
he didn't. He was Al Gore all the way.
No, this was a different Bush. So that he would have voted for
Pro.
Oh fuck. No, what was the maybe? Who was the one?
Is that a Ralph Nader sign in your front yard? Who was Dan Quayle with?
I know
He couldn't spell
Clinton
potato.
was 90.
92.
People act like our president, our current president, being dumb, like Biden. Like, God, Biden's so dumb. I'm not arguing that. It's not the first time stupidity has been in power.
I mean,
like everyone's like, oh God, look at what Biden's doing. It's like, look, I know that you're a Republican hating on Democrats. Look at all of them.
yeah.
For
They're
the
all
most
terrible.
part, they're all terrible. They're all dumb. None of it matters.
Michael Dukakis, by the way.
Dukakis.
All that might be cut. Who knows? We'll
I'm
see
all
what's fun.
I'm all fired up. Let's talk about sidekicks.
All right, so this is where we meet Winnie Cooper. The actress's name is Danica McKellar.
Not in my life.
She will
In this-
always be Winnie. I don't even know what her name is in this one.
Lauren.
Lauren.
Yes.
Well, fuck me.
And then the teacher, who is Julia Nixon, who, like you said, is in bondage in this movie constantly. The kid has an unhealthy obsession with his teacher. I swear I've never been there. I have.
I was going to say, all right, well, I have to swear I have been there. Your Honor, if it pleases the court, let me put forth evidence of your man in 5th grade.
I mean, there was only like 2 or 3 of them.
I had some coaches. Volleyball coach, ooh, she could get it.
She's probably gay.
Not in my not in my Barry fantasies.
Fantasies?
Yeah, it's
Because they're
frantic
frantic.
fantasies.
Yeah, got it.
But yeah, we've all had that fantasy teacher.
So the teacher tells him, "Hey, stay after class. I need to talk to your dad again." Again, she says.
Just to let the audience know.
Yeah, the dad comes in, played by Beau Bridges, brother of Jeff Bridges, son of Lloyd Bridges.
Which I didn't know that Lloyd Bridges was their dad until this calendar year.
Oh, fun connection. Has nothing to do with anything because I wouldn't know it off the top of my head. I saw it on the IMDb. Mako was in at least one episode of the Lloyd Bridges show.
Oh,
So
really?
That's fun.
He was in like 4 episodes of MASH
As 4 different characters. I mean, at first I was like, well, that's pretty racist because people were like, whatever, it's just an Asian guy. But then I'm like, TV back then, you weren't worried about reruns and stuff. You didn't have home video.
Wasn't HD.
And
Yeah.
so a lot of times people did play more. I mean, X-Files did it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
With various race people. Like, it was like, I'm in this episode as this guy, and then 2 seasons later, I'm this colonel, and 3 seasons later, I'm this prisoner, and, so.
And then I'm the alien in the toilet of the porta potty.
That's why I don't poop outside.
We're doing another movie. The next episode, I believe, maybe 2 episodes. I don't know.
An episode.
I'm not sure when things are happening because it depends on people's availability. But we're doing The Wizard, starring Fred Savage, also from Wonder Years. Also, Beau Bridges plays his dad in that movie.
Okay. Is he a better dad or a worse dad?
Not sure yet. We haven't watched it.
I've seen it, but it's
Yeah.
been a many a moon.
I don't
That's
know.
where
if
it's
I've
But I
I'm
want to
at.
say is pretty similar, Dad, because I'm pretty sure in that movie, these kids go on a road trip and no parents do anything about it.
I believe that
I
to
think
be
the
the
parents
case,
might be trying to find them. but
All right. Well, spoiler for it. They hire a bounty hunter.
that's what it is. I was like, I've seen the movie, but it's been at least 15 years since I've
Yeah,
seen it. I do own
easy.
it, but I bought it to do for this.
So we'll get there. So we'll get back to Beau Bridges. Stay tuned for a little more action with us.
He's telling the teacher how, like, I try to help him, but I'm busy with work and stuff, and he's so busy with his videos and his karate games. I'm pretty sure he meant to say karate and video games.
Yeah.
I don't know what karate games are. Unless he's watching
Mortal
karate
Kombat.
videos and playing karate video games. I don't.
I mean, yeah. I
mean,
think
all
it's
we see him do is watch Chuck Norris movies.
I think it's a Beau Bridges mess up.
Yeah.
Just this is not a
Or
high
it's
budget
just the whole
movie.
thing of the dad going, I don't know, his karate jib jab.
He's over there hula hooping and fogelbirding.
It's like you with your daughter. You're like, I don't know. She does the
Well, it's
talkers
because-
and sticks.
She's on the ticks and the
It's
talks.
just because all she does is TikTok and listen to mumble rap. I can't make jokes about that because I'm like, with the bribba and the bribba. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. Saying something about Xanax and being sad. I don't
Listen
know.
to something I can make fun of, please.
So his dad takes him to fucking Stone Gym or whatever the fuck this is called. And
Oh, yeah.
We meet Kelly Stone.
Stone Dojo.
Stone
I believe.
Dojo, who is played by Joe Piscopo who's most known.
Eating
I
it.
think he's most known for being on SNL. He was there
that's
for
what
like
I
4
know him
years.
from.
He's in another movie we will be doing this October when we do Trick or Treat Williams. He's in Dead Heat with Treat Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean,
Is it October yet?
It's going to be a good one for us.
so he's basically the asshole sensei. He's like a cartoon version of John Kreese.
Yes, that's well said.
Yeah.
Got a mullet. What I'm assuming is a spray tan.
Yeah.
And some gold jewelry.
An oily.
This whole movie, he is oily.
Yes.
You could just throw this guy in a pan and crisp him up real nice.
I'm a little jealous of his like curvatures
Jala.
though. Jealous.
Yeah, no, Joe's rocked in this
fit.
movie.
He's looking like an
And that's-
asshole karate dojo
Yeah.
And
sensei.
that's steroid fit. Like he's fit.
Oh yeah, no,
This
he's
isn't
not
Rambo
like
3. This is like Rambo 2.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
Maybe
he's
Rambo,
he's
maybe
looking
First
good.
Blood.
He's looking good for Piscopo.
Oh. Yeah.
But it starts with Bo Bridges trying to get his attention while he's teaching a class, which, first of all, don't fucking walk in and interrupt the class.
Yeah,
Just wait.
I'm gonna let him know I'm here. No, don't.
Don't.
He's busy.
Yeah, stay in
Like,
the office.
even if he wasn't an asshole, you're being disrespectful to the dojo.
And
Yes,
then
you
what
are.
does he do to even more disrespect this
Oh,
dojo?
he walks on the mat to try to get Joe Piscopo's
With
attention.
shoes.
And yeah, with his shoes. He's like, we do not wear shoes on the mat here. And dude, when he's in the office, so he goes into the office and he talks to them, and he's trying to talk, and the kid is trying to talk to him. The kid's freaking out, Barry, and he starts having an asthma attack. And Joe Piscopo is ranting, and he's like, "Hey kid, could you wheeze a little quieter? I'm trying to talk here," which is fucking hilarious.
There are maybe 3 or 4 genuine laughs I got at this movie that they wanted me to. There's other
Yeah.
laughs in this movie because you made something bad.
Yeah,
This is one that was a genuine laugh.
yeah. I laughed
one
out loud
was
every time I was.
great.
There's one at the coming towards one of the later fantasies that is one of my favorite things we've done on this show. So we'll get there.
Ooh, I can't wait. I'm excited.
But yeah, so he's like, you've been doing this for a long time. I bet you're almost as good as Chuck Norris. And this sets Joe
Trigger
Piscopo
word.
off.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We're talking trigger warning before that existed.
This is
Like
a-
that
this is a
meme
PG
of Trigger. That is his face.
This is
Yeah.
a PG movie, but to paraphrase what he says here is basically, fuck that ginger fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we've heard that before.
Do you know why Chuck Norris doesn't compete anymore?
Why?
Because he knows I will kick his.
I kick
fucking
his ass. I would kick his ass twice
Yes.
to send the point home.
I don't buy it, Joe.
Hey, and you know what? Here's a great example of, I don't know, Piscopo's
Pistol?
nunchucks.
There we go.
Because it comes back around at the end and they get to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
it does.
Which honestly, when they get to fight, I was like, "This is what I'm here for." I don't give a shit what happens with Barry. I want to watch Joe Piscopo and Chuck Norris
Or
fight.
do they?
Or do they?
Or
Is
do
this
they?
guy real?
Is this karate tournament real?
I'm not
You
convinced.
know what? Is this a Jacob's Ladder thing? But like he's in an asylum instead of dying.
I'm not convinced that he just didn't have a brain aneurysm right away, and this is his purgatory. He has to fight his way to heaven.
This movie starts with his first aneurysm, which was the daydream.
Yeah.
And when he wakes up in class and everybody's laughing at him.
Daydream believer.
When he wakes up in class and everybody's laughing at him, he has an asthma attack, falls over.
That's it.
He's
Oh,
in the
he's
hospital
dead.
the rest
Yeah.
of the movie.
All
Or
the
he's
kids
dead.
laughing at him. Demons.
Yeah.
This just
I mean, that
in.
fucking Chalinsky kid or whatever the fuck his name is, he's probably a fucking demon.
Oh, this shit
Cellini?
bully?
Cellini?
Oh.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
The bully?
The shit bully. He's a
Cellini.
bad
Yeah.
bully.
Yeah.
We'll get to at the
He's
end
not
why
even
why I think he's a bad bully.
He's terrible at being a bully.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. When they're leaving, I loved Bo Bridges' delivery. He's like, you know what? Let's just leave because the guy's freaking out about Piscopo's freaking out about Chuck Norris, and he's like, I kick his ass. I kick his ass. He says it twice, and as they're walking out the door, Bo Bridges is like, yeah, no, we got it the first time.
And then like, aren't they like, oh, we'll find something else?
There's the karate's
Yeah,
not
we'll
all
go
there
somewhere
is.
else.
Is
Oh, yeah.
what is what Barry Wary says.
Yeah.
And he comes. Joe Piscopo's like, man, that's the smartest thing you've said all day. Karate isn't all there is. It's just the best there is. Joe Piscopo takes off his gold chain and Mike drops it.
Yes, he did.
So we get to Barry's watching. This is the only clip we see of an actual Chuck Norris movie. He's watching Missing in Action.
Uh-huh.
I think it's the first one, and it cuts to a daydream where it's the scene where Chuck Norris comes up out of the water and shoots the gun. If you've seen Missing in Action, it's kind of the scene.
Yeah.
Missing in Action, by the way, just Rambo 2 knockoff.
Schlock is F.
Yeah. It by the way, I don't know. Don't change that dial. Coming
Yeah.
attractions, whatever the fuck you want to say, it's coming.
It's on its way.
So we get the most problematic thing in this movie, which is Joe Piscopo as this Vietnamese like general or whatever.
Is it safe for us to parody Joe Piscopo?
Yes.
Because he's doing a very bad
I think it's fine because his
accent.
accent is not.
He's But I think he's intentionally doing the bad thing.
That doesn't make it much better, though.
But he's got that Fu Manchu going on.
He's got brown face.
Yeah.
He's got a glued-on Fu Manchu.
Or is it just his tan?
He's got
No,
that circular
because you can
hat.
see the edge of the paint on his face.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can see it doesn't go to his ears.
He's
and
not
stuff.
dropping a lot of dialogue, like actual words, but when he does, it's like, now me kill you.
Yeah.
Me
kill you. Da, da, da.
But
Dude,
to
no.
I don't know if it's to his credit or against his credit, but there's a lot of times where he's just going,
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not real words.
Noreen Chan, Julia Nixon, is in bondage again. Chuck Norris pops out of the water with his machine gun and starts firing. And then Barry pops out of the water with his machine gun and starts firing. So they're both firing. But again, this is the cartoon version of Missing in Action, so no one dies.
No.
People get knocked over by stuff. There's an explosion and it like blows a couple of guys into a tree, and they're like, like there's no death because it is a PG version.
At
Aaron
some point.
also does, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, Aaron also says, well, it's just impossible for a machine gun to even work after it's been submerged in water.
Which is not true with certain makes and models.
Well, probably not this gun, but he basically said like they did it to where he would come out and like he's like, I did everything I could to get one shot off.
Yeah.
Because then they can cut to like another version. Because like you can get the shot and you can have a flash, and then you can cut to him standing there with a dry gun that's gonna fire. Especially, I think it might have more to do with the blank rounds.
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
'cause
Okay.
It's a paper wad.
I mean, I'm not
right?
saying guns like being underwater. I'm just saying it's
No.
not impossible.
Yeah, but it is a famous scene from Missing in Action. Famous being relative to anybody who may have seen a Chuck Norris
Famous
movie.
is liberal. But no, this is like they launched Joe Piscopo up, and he gives this like over the top ham and cheese performance, and I know you like it.
Well, the fantasy things are whatever they are. I mean, he does some good cartoony stuff. Him and a bull from Night
Flying
Court.
up in the fucking air.
Yeah.
Bull from Night Court is good.
They
We'll get
give
to
some
that
good like
fantasy.
cartoony performances in the fantasies.
Yeah.
But I just liked Joe Piscopo's like just like bordering on having an aneurysm performance as his like real
As
character.
Stone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Like, when
I like
he's
that more.
That's what I was talking about. He's just constantly screaming and flexing.
Was that good?
That was great.
And he does do like a Bruce Lee thing later where he does the
Wearing
full like
blood sport.
Oh,
Like he's
yes.
got a blood sport
I guess it's
coordination.
blood sport too, but like, Jean-Claude took that waff.
Oh no! I'm saying what he's doing is Bruce Lee, but his outfit is a little bit more
Yeah.
blood sport colors.
Yeah.
Where
So his dad comes in and like wakes him up from his fantasy, and he's trying to tell his dad like something's going on or something's wrong. He's like, have you ever done anything that you regret or something? I don't remember what he says exactly.
I gave your mother some acid when she was pregnant with you.
And the
happened
dad's
to
just
me.
like, what? Go to bed. I don't know. Because he's like busy. He's like looking at some shit. I don't know. I was going to say he's on
Important
his phone,
documents.
but he's not. I don't know.
Important papers.
Important papers and working at an at-home computer.
And he basically just tells, he's like, hey, make sure you get your 8 hours of sleep. Bye.
Yeah.
That's right.
He does say something about like, were you even watching that movie or were you asleep? Because
A little bit of both.
Yeah, you can tell he's zoned out because he just looks up to the left a little bit, and then whenever he comes out of his daydream, he has some kind of comment, and everybody around him is like, "What?" Like Scrubs.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is proto Scrubs.
Yeah, I was like, he's doing
Braff.
a Zach Braff thing. He's just looking up and to the left.
Sasquatch always plays dirty.
So we meet another guy who will be on this show again. So we have Eugene Mapes as the teacher that's talking to Noreen Chan while
Okay.
they're walking down the hallway. He's the kind of nerdy, history professor. That
Yeah,
they keep cutting
so-
to his classroom. He's played by Garrett Graham.
He's an
I knew him
English
from
teacher,
one
right?
thing only, and it is I'm not proud of this. Police Academy 6, City Under Siege.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
But Garrett Graham also in Phantom of the Paradise as a character named Beef.
Oh,
Which is a
okay.
movie I would like to do on here. It's like the less shitty version of Rocky Horror, directed by Brian De Palma.
It's Voyage of the Rock Aliens on acid.
Yeah.
With money.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and directed by Brian De Palma.
Can we do Voyage of the Rock Aliens again?
Yeah.
He's in Child's Play 2. He's in Terror Vision, Chopping Mall, Chud 2, Bud the Chud. He plays the titular Bud. He's in Philadelphia Experiment 2. These are all movies that I might want to do.
Yeah, so he's going to be a future friend of the show.
Yeah. He was also in one episode of Wonder Years. So
Oh, wow.
tie
Connections.
that right back around.
Yeah.
All right.
Bringing it back.
All right.
Like a
But yeah,
boomerang.
so he makes some racist comments about her uncle. She's like, yeah, my uncle comes into town today, whatever. And he's like, oh, does he have a job? And she's like, yeah, he's going to work at the family restaurant. He's like, well, isn't that a bit stereotypical? I mean, he might as well work at a laundromat. And she's like, yeah,
funny.
well, we
We
did
also
that
have
too. So,
That's stereotypical. What you just said is stereotypical,
Yeah.
sir.
yeah. Also, the name of this restaurant,
Oh.
I don't know if this is racist or not.
I think they
Because
did it
they-
intentionally.
Like the family within the world of the movie, the family named this restaurant, but like, so it's called the Frying Dragon.
Which sounds like you're doing the
bad-
Lethal Weapon 4.
Like
Yeah.
Rockery,
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
instead
the
of
Lethal
flying
Weapon
dragon, it's
4,
frying
like,
dragon.
LR thing.
which they do something at the tournament. He's like the flying. No,
I
the
wanted to say
frying
this.
dragon.
I was just going to get to this. I think it's racist slightly for that reason. At the end, like the flying dragon. No, the frying dragon. The frying dragon. So these announcers kind of pose to me. It's meant to be like read as.
Hey, did you get it?
LR. Yeah. Did you get it? You didn't get it, so here it is.
So here,
Yeah.
here's
Before
the
the
Well,
movie
they gave you the
story.
whole movie to get it though. So at the end, they're like, for anybody who's left over.
Yeah, dude.
I don't
It's
know,
Chekhov's
but, like-
slur. You know? If you introduce a racist joke in the first act, it has to go off by the third act.
So then we get his. Basically, that guy is talking to her about how Barry is quote slow or impaired, and she's like,
Yeah,
no,
this-
he's just a dreamer. Like,
Yeah. Oh, he's like,
This
no, help us.
English
Give up.
Teacher is a piece of shit.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he should be killed. Not the
Oh
English
my
teacher. He's
God.
thinking. He's like, oh, kill Barry.
yeah, because he's literally like, she's like, oh, well, I'm trying to help Barry with this, and he's like, you're trying to help that fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
that guy's
no.
a fucking idiot.
Why?
Like,
Because I got into this teaching thing for a reason.
yeah, he's one step away from throwing that hard R at Barry, and it's like, no,
Yes,
he
he
just
is.
doesn't pay attention in class. Maybe he's smarter than you, and you're just boring.
Absolutely. Well, I mean,
This teacher is boring.
this
as
dude
fuck.
is teaching
Yeah.
Shakespeare, which already is a tough task for high school kids to pay attention to.
Also, what high school had this college set up?
oh,
Can we
Texas.
talk about this room?
Yeah, this classroom, because the one that
I
he's
wish
in,
I had
the one that
that.
he's
I
in with
mean, as
Noreen
well.
Chan is a high school classroom.
Uh-huh.
The one that he's in with Mr. Mapes or whatever,
Theater.
it's a fucking college like
Steps all the
auditorium
way up.
classroom.
Like
Yeah.
you're not sitting directly behind somebody. You're
Oh, it's stadium
elevated.
seating.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
That word.
it's definitely stadium seating, like just the whole way back. Pretty sure they filmed How High in that room.
I think they did.
It's a pretty small college classroom, right?
Still.
It's like the stadium seating, but it's only like 10 rows.
But I mean, I didn't have anything like this in high school.
No, I feel like this
Unless
is like
you were in drama.
I feel like this is like the
Drama.
screening room that they show like screenings of movies to people in, and like before they come out, like the test screenings. And they were just like, "Look, we're not using it today." So
Yeah, we're not showing
let's
this
shoot
movie
these-
to anybody.
Let's shoot these 3 scenes in it because they come back to this class a few times, and fucking Garrett Graham is always wearing the same goddamn suit. So
Hey, find a good look.
get tweed shoulder patch thing.
He's a
going
cartoon
on.
character. He's like Peter Griffin. Just always wearing green pants, white shirt.
Yeah. Look
You
at his
assume it's
closet.
clean.
I don't.
I first saw that joke in the cartoon Doug.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did that. He went to his closet and like looked through his closet, and it was like the vest and the white shirt and the khaki
The
pants
look.
all the way through. So we have the third daydream. Barry is in like detention or something. He's in class afterwards. I don't know if it's detention or if he's supposed to be waiting for his dad again or what it is. And he has a daydream about Chuck Norris coming in a helicopter. Like the helicopter comes
Right
over
outside
the
the
school,
school.
and he like rappels down.
He's mouthing something. You can't hear it. It's inaudible, according to the subtitles.
Yeah.
But he's mouthing something. And I
Like,
said,
come here?
like, Barry, wake up is what or like, Barry, look out
Yeah,
is what
I think it was like
got.
look out
something
or
along those
something.
lines.
And then like ninjas burst in, but then the teacher wakes him up and.
But now here's where we're getting some blend because he wakes up and sees the teacher and they're like, what's that all about? Because he's got his arm up like he's blocking an incoming blow. And she's like, what is that all about? And he looks away from her and there's this ninja in the daydream still there holding up the sword. The teacher can't see it, but Barry Wary can. And so he's doing a vivid, lucid daydream.
Okay.
It's very odd.
Maybe he did have a psychosis.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, he might.
There's
All right,
something
then.
undiagnosed here with Barry Wary.
Maybe
Yes,
he's
there
an
is.
imaginary character in the head of that kid with the wheelchair at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Barry doesn't even exist.
Man.
He's like, that
Ooh.
guy's life sucks slightly worse
Did we
than
get
mine.
incepted?
This could be the inception of children's movies.
Sidekickception.
So this is where we finally meet Mako, Mr. Lee, Uncle. And
Best
it's that scene
character
we
in the
talked about
fucking
with
movie.
the cigar.
Saved this movie.
By the way, rest in pictures, 2006. He passed away.
This
Yeah.
drink's for you. Cheers.
He was in Conan, both the Conans. He was the wizard. He was on the Lloyd Bridges show. He was in RoboCop 3. He's in Red Sun Rising and Sworn to Justice, which are both action movies that we might be doing.
All right.
Red Sun Rising is Don the Dragon Wilson, and Sworn to Justice is Cynthia Rothrock, who is like a very good 80s martial arts action person, but she's just a terrible actress.
Yeah,
but like it doesn't
fine.
matter how many movies she did, she never got better. Although I did watch this movie she was in the other night called Undefeatable, and everybody in that movie besides her and like their like co-star guy are just martial arts people.
Okay.
Not actors. So
And
I
it
was
shows.
like, I felt like I was watching a movie that I made with friends in high school. like one guy was literally like, "Are you saying I should enroll in college?" Like it was
So we're going back to
bad.
Miami Connection.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it might have been worse than that, but the martial arts action is fucking killer in that movie.
Okay.
So,
See, I love those.
but yeah, he was in that. He was also in Pearl Harbor.
Oh no.
I'm sure he played a Japanese soldier or general or something. and it-
We'll never
It
know.
was probably insanely racist. You sure?
Yeah.
Are we going to abandon It's Going to Be Bay?
No, we will just do other movies besides Pearl Harbor
Eventually,
from Bay.
Pearl Harbor will have to happen.
Not eventually. No. I fight it. I hear fight
It'll
it.
be a 3-part episode.
I'm now daydreaming about me and Chuck Norris beating you up.
Dream.
Well, I'm daydreaming about me and Jean-Claude Van Damme beating you up. So who wins?
Well, my dad could beat up your dad.
Pretty sure Jean-Claude Van Damme could beat up Chuck Norris.
God damn it. Could he?
There's a lot of people who would disagree. I just gave someone a fucking aneurysm saying that, but
I'm watching him fight right now in my daydream, and it's delightful.
I'm watching YouTube right now, and I'm just like, ping, ping, ping.
we're having a mind battle. It's like that scene in Scott Pilgrim where like they're having the battle where the band is on one stage and the DJs are on the other stage and the big electric dragon things are fighting in the air.
See, I wanted to go Big Trouble Little China, where you had David Lopan doing his pinky magic and Egg Shin, I believe, having his gym, and they're shooting lasers, and in the lasers were samurai dudes fighting. Except, instead of samurais,
Same
it's
thing.
Chuck Norris and Jean-Claude.
Same thing, except for like the Scott Pilgrim one. It's like these double dragon guys versus like this weird Sasquatch monster.
Yeah.
So in this case, I guess you would be the band because you have the weird Sasquatch monster, and I'd be the DJs because I have the dragon guy.
I am a weird Sasquatch monster.
I had nothing to add to that. Sorry.
Not a fan of either.
I mean, I was sitting here, I'm like, who was I a fan of? Because I was trying to think of neither.
Yeah.
Well, you know who could defeat all of them?
Me.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Not in a real fight, just bodybuilding competition.
Who would
Well, he could
win,
defeat them. He
Rambo
could defeat them in a
Or the
movie.
Terminator.
Terminator.
He could one-line them all to death.
Okay.
Arnold has the best one-liners
yeah,
in the business.
Absolutely. If we're talking about one-line zingers, he's got ammunition.
He does.
I had to let him go. Still one of my favorites.
It really is.
He had
My-
to split.
He was.
My friend is dead tired. These are all Commando ones, but it's the greatest one-liner movie on the planet.
The one is really good.
He's got some, not to say it's a competitor, but he's got great ones in Running Man as well.
Please don't disturb my friend. He is dead tired.
Dead, tired. Do you get it?
Get it, lady? You'll
Get
get
it.
it in 2 hours when this plane lands.
She's going to be so surprised when she finds him dead. Oh, now I get it.
I guess he did tell me he was dead tired. That's
Wow,
that's
he-
actually really funny.
You know what? Hey, officer, I know there's a murder here, but I got to tell you, the suspect, funny as hell. Very funny. Does that help you? Do you have an artist that can like draw him funny?
I think he's big. He's big, maybe German or something. I don't know a lot about European countries. Hilarious.
Can you get the sketch artist that does the caricatures on the beach? Because I want to see him with a giant head on a surfboard. He's kind of whimsical like that.
I want to see him with a twin who's much smaller and hairier than he is.
Oh God, yes. Thank you. I was like, Danny DeVito is my. That's who.
That's my answer.
That's
My answer to
person
who would
will
win
beat
this
all of
fight
you.
is Danny DeVito. He'll just show them all his feet
hey,
on
you've seen him
Instagram.
in Sunny.
or Twitter or whatever he does. The
doing
feet
that?
thing, yeah.
Oof.
He
Oh,
takes
yeah.
pictures of his little hobbit feet at all these different places.
He'll like be in the car and he'll go like, cha-ching.
Good for him for just embracing who he is.
Yeah.
I love Danny DeVito. Good man.
He is a great man. All right, so we are.
So
We
they're
got
at the
Uncle.
Chinese restaurant now. They're at the Frying Dragon, which I just don't know if I'm supposed to be saying.
It's
And-
on the sign. We aren't saying it
That's fair.
racist.
Just
We are
reading it.
quoting.
I know. Every time I say it out loud, though, I'm like, God, it sounds racist.
I know because of the L and the R
But you're
thing,
not
but it's
going-
not.
The Frying Dragon.
It's-
No,
the
I
Frying
think it's
Dragon.
because also, I did see Lethal Weapon 4 a lot of times, and the
Yeah.
flied lice. Like,
I
You
saw.
click.
I saw. Oh my God, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Oh, Rush Hour.
Rush
Thank
Hour?
you. I saw Rush Hour.
Man, can't nobody understand a word that's coming out of your mouth.
Yo, nobody.
See, I
Nobody
can't-
spoke English.
Both the dogs were like, what the fuck was that?
not Chris Tucker. Favorite Chris Tucker?
Probably Friday. It's the first.
It's a
installment.
solid tie between Friday and Fifth Element.
It's Fifth Element for me.
Yeah.
My least favorite Chris Tucker would be anything from Rush Hour.
Yeah, he's not wrong there.
Okay, I digress.
All right, so the Mako is starting to teach, or maybe teach Barry.
Because
karate.
this teacher has we talked about it a bit, but now all of a sudden there's this thing where she's looking out for the family. She wants to talk to the dad more. She wants to have the kid train with the uncle.
So they're like bonding at that point.
Yeah.
That was a hard.
Yeah, her
Sorry.
and Bo Bridges are
Bonding.
having dinner
Yeah.
while Mako's in the kitchen with the kid.
He's talking about his dead wife.
Yeah.
She's talking about her dead parents that Mako just had to go release in
Oh yeah,
China
we're
or
just
something.
death bonding here.
Yeah.
Death bondage.
Yeah.
She's in bondage in this movie a lot. So he's trying to give him like a karate name. And he's like, is it Barry the Leopard? Is it Barry the Tiger? No, I got it. It's Mr. Dumpling.
Mr. Dumpling.
And it's great because he's like, he smashes opponent's fists with his own face.
He never fights back because he never survives long enough to fight back.
And then these,
I love it.
Because he threw a dumpling, by the way.
He's rolling dumplings
Yeah,
at
and he
this
threw
point.
a dumpling at him to catch, and
Yeah.
it hit him right in the face because he's daydreaming.
Yep.
which comes back later because he's
Yeah.
throwing the dumplings at him and he's actually catching them.
Uh-huh.
Because after he trains him like Rocky,
It's karate. It's Karate Rocky Kid.
Karaki Kid.
Karate Kid.
That sounds racist, but
I want to say he is what saved this movie for me.
yeah. Well, Piscopo is who you like as well.
I do
not
like
me.
him, but Mako.
This
is
guy's the
awesome.
best in the movie. That's hands down. Because we're about to see a great example of what he brings to this movie.
yeah. So these bikers come into what it looked like a closed restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
but they just start harassing Julia Nixon and Bo Bridges.
Do you know who played biker number 5? Which
Yeah.
I don't know which one that is.
He also does stunts in this movie. but
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
She pointed him out right away
Did you? Yeah.
because she was like, "That looks like Chuck Norris, but not
And it's his son.
his son, Eric
It's his
Norris."
son, not
Yes.
his brother.
It's
okay.
his son.
Because she was like, "Is that the brother?" And I was like, "No,"
was
because
like,
Aaron
Eric
Norris
Norris
looks
is not a
more
brother.
like Chuck Norris.
I was
and,
scrolling
like-
through IMDb and I saw another Norris and I was like, oh, another brother.
Yeah,
But
that's
then
what,
I-
that's what we all.
when
That's
I
what we both
opened it
thought
up,
too.
I was like,
Yeah.
that is his son. He was the one with the hat. He was all bikered out, like
He had a
90s
goatee and
biker.
stuff. I mean, he was.
One of these
Like, almost
bikers,
gay biker.
we all probably recognize. He plays Theo in Son-in-Law. He also plays the hot rod neighbor in Suburban Commando.
Oh, the big guy.
Yeah, the
big guy?
big fella.
He's
Yeah,
in
when it's
Stop
like,
or My Mom Will Shoot.
Yeah.
okay.
The thing I have for him, because it ties
Kill
back
you?
to an
What?
episode,
We're gonna sue you.
he's in one of our very first episodes,
Uh-huh.
and it must have been one of his very first movies because the movie's from 1978. He was in Laser Blast. He plays a big fat deputy that's hanging out with the little scrawny dude who's always like drinking and smoking weed and stuff.
Oh,
So-
that is him, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's been a big fella the whole time then.
Yeah, he's a big guy then too. So, but yeah, he's
Just like me.
He's like, my name's Hank. It's short for Henry.
I'm here to spank.
I'm gonna call you Grub. That's better.
And
than
I love it
Brewski.
because Bo Bridges is like, oh, my dad's name was Hank, and he's like, I don't think I know him,
Yeah, they're all, I mean,
or his
hammered.
uncle or something. Yeah,
All
Something like
nice
that.
and
I know
sauced up. We're gonna
Love it.
redecorate this place. We're gonna put that wall over there. That wall's gonna be gone. And we'll put the kitchen right up in the front. Like they're just being shitheads.
yeah. And
Just
Mako
shitty.
comes out and does the accidentally beat you up kind of thing.
Well, because he
drunken
splashes a little
kitchen
alcohol
guy.
on himself, like it's cologne. You
Well,
know.
he's trying to put on the
And oh yeah.
drunkenness.
Oh yeah, and he comes out with a tray. And they even say, like, I might get my nomenclature wrong from what they say, but I think it's look at this drunk Chinaman. Is what they something along those lines when he comes out.
Because it's not what you see; it's what they see.
Exactly. And he does the thing where he like, leans over with a tray and hits somebody and like moves a plate and hits somebody else. And it's like kind of the Jackie Chan drunken master thing,
It's
like,
deliberate Three Stooges.
yeah.
Yes,
And he
it
beats
worked.
the shit out of all of them that way, which is fun.
And it's great because now they won't be like, oh, last time we were there drunk, this dude kicked our ass. Like, oh man, I don't know what happened. We went in drunk, this drunk waiter was there, and then all of a sudden we were leaving.
Yeah. All of a sudden we were all bleeding a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
I
there's
don't
no
remember.
blood in this movie.
I
But.
don't remember why. Yeah, no blood.
So then we cut to Daydream number 4, which is maybe Delta Force. It's just a short one because it's Barry. He's at like a prison camp and he sees the teacher tied up and stuff. It's another Vietnamese thing. But it's it cuts back to him and it's while he's walking home. So it's like he's just having a random fantasy.
Oh yeah, he thinks that
And this
there's
is
the army men in the fucking roll off. We call them washes here.
Yep.
But like, I don't know what they call them.
A ditch.
Yeah,
Ditch?
and-
Okay.
Texas, they probably call it a moat.
And this is one of those ones where it bleeds into reality because he like wakes up while he's walking because he like I think he almost gets hit by a car or something.
Yeah.
And he like starts walking and then one of those hats blows by.
The
in
hat
the wind.
rolls by, and that's
I
what I'm
wanna
saying.
say-
Like, okay, so this is the multiverse leaking in.
I want to say he's walking to school and Lauren Winnie
Yeah,
is
'cause-
like, are you sure you don't want to ride?
Right, because Mako tells him he needs to start walking to school.
Yeah.
To basically it's to start training himself, but also it's to see if his inhaler and stuff is a crutch
thief or a crutch.
or if it's real.
He's got
or
some
whatever.
parable about the alcohol bottle. He's like, this is a thief. You can't negotiate with a thief.
Yeah. So yeah, Lauren offers him a ride and he's like, no. And then before they leave, she's like, are you sure? And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to walk. And this little shithole brother just leans forward. And he's like, yeah, cool. Later. Let's get the fuck out of here, Mom.
Another
Yeah.
genuine laugh from me. The kid was just like, bye then. Roll it, Mom.
And then we never see him again.
Yeah.
Oh, in this college classroom, this is when we're in Garrett Graham's classroom, there's this girl in a neck brace who's in this movie multiple times.
And
I
then there's
didn't catch
somebody
her.
with a leg cast in.
I was like,
a
are these people just, is this like Karate Town? Like
This is the stunt people.
This is like the Valley from the All Valley thing from Karate Kid where there's just constantly karate happening. Because this girl has a neck brace and she's got a neck brace throughout the entire movie. And there's
Unless
there's a girl in a
multiple
leg
girls.
cast. No, it's the same girl because you
Okay.
said that and I looked at her and then I was like, no, that's the same girl.
Okay.
I don't know why this girl's in a neck brace. Who in college or in high school is walking around in a neck brace?
All the bullies know karate.
Yeah,
They just, they fuck you up.
It was the 90s.
Well, yeah,
They knew
I
it.
guess Cellini, the douchebag bully, who's not a very good bully anyway, is definitely the Johnny Lawrence, right? Because he's in
Yeah.
fake Cobra Kai. He's
Yeah.
in Kelly Kai. I don't know.
It's Stone
I like
Dojo,
Kelly
baby.
Kai.
Kelly Kai.
So he's like the teacher is like quizzing them on quotes, and she Winnie gives Barry one of the answers. It's Hamlet, which is
Well,
I feel like it's
actually,
fairly
I
obvious.
think he actually knew it. He's like, he mouthed.
Oh, no, she's mouthing
She's
it.
mouthing it
She's
to him,
mouthing
and then
it,
he
yeah.
mouths it back. She like looks at him, and she's like Hamlet. He's like Hamlet.
Very wary doesn't know, and shit ass bullies watching, like, oh, she's helping him.
Well, and because the first
Oh,
quote, and
oh,
I
that's
don't know
right.
which play it was, but the first
was
quote
Hamlet
he
as
gives, well, he was doing different Shakespeare ones. I think it was like
Yeah,
Much Ado
but
About
what's he's
Nothing
got
or
a bad
something.
answer.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, the Bible.
Yeah.
The teacher's like, yeah, I'm sure you've read that a lot. So,
Yeah.
so he asks for the next answer, and Barry's like, is it Hamlet? And this fucking piece of shit teacher, he's just like, hey, I guess your competition for class dumbbell is diminishing.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
This guy
you.
picks on anybody.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
He
teacher.
hates children's.
Teacher.
Yeah, get this guy out of education.
Seriously.
So Cellini confronts Barry in the hallway. That's where we get our one real hard R for the movie. I expected it more than once, but
No, yeah.
he's like, "Hey, where's your friend Chucky now?"
Wait, is it the
R-word.
hallway or is this in the locker room?
Oh, it's in the locker room.
It's in the locker room because there's one kid that is like, he's sitting on the bench. He's a little
Yep,
tiny
little
kid,
scrawny
but he
kid.
did what you're supposed to do in this
Head
situation.
down.
He couldn't leave. So he's just like, I don't say anything and I don't move. Bullies' visions are based on motion,
Movement.
much like T-Rex's.
Yep.
So this kid held still until Barry Wary took the brunt of it. And then he was like, and now back to my stuff.
It's the opposite of the New York theme after 9/11. It's just, say nothing, see nothing. See nothing, say nothing.
I see nothing.
Yes, exactly. So then we get a training montage. Like I said, it's very rocky.
You're the best. Oh, no, we didn't pay for that one.
So Barry, we get to gym class, and this is where the teacher is Bull from Night Court.
Yeah. Big motherfucker.
Gym class.
Richard Mull,
Okay.
by the way. But Barry is one of the kids that gets to sit out. So there's neck brace girl, leg cast girl, a couple other girls, and Barry.
It's
because
the Island of
his,
Misfit Toys.
Yeah, they're the kids who
It
can't
is.
participate. And I'm like, yo, sign me up. But we get one of my favorite fantasies here. So this is Daydream number 5 or Stroke number 5 or whatever's happening.
That's stroke number 5.
It's a Western thing. And from what I could tell, because I was going through Chuck Norris's filmography, trying to figure out if he ever did like a real Western. Like we know Walker, Texas Ranger. Was it Lone Wolf McQuade was kind of the same thing. It's like Walker is kind of a spinoff of that where it's like a ranger who's a lone
modern,
wolf.
though.
Yeah, but it's modern. It's all modern. Apparently, there was a story arc in Walker, Texas Ranger where he plays a guy named Hayes Cooper. It's still Chuck Norris playing him, and he's like Walker's like ancestor.
Sure.
Who was a real bounty hunter, I guess, in the Wild West. Like a Texas Ranger bounty hunter guy.
Yeah.
And it is a Western thing, so I'm like, maybe this was after that. So maybe it's maybe that's what it's from, because he never really did a Western.
No, never
The
a
closest
true
thing
Western.
he did to a Western was Walker and the Lone Wolf,
And
which
this.
both involve machine guns, so they're not Westerns. But it's a fun little one because Chuck and Barry come into the
He
saloon.
put Joe Piscopo's character is putting a full lit cigar out and a half shot of whiskey.
I was
Disgusting.
angry at that.
I'm disgusted, and I'm
if it
thinking
makes
you're
you feel
wasting
any
two
better, the
things.
whiskey they were drinking back then,
Oh yeah,
you're okay.
Swill.
you know what? You could take that cigar out and drink it; it would taste real the same.
It would taste real the same.
But Joe Piscopo is supposed to be like Black Bart, I think, is what I saw in I saw on the internet. They don't say anything on the movie, I don't
Oh
think.
yeah, he's no name here.
And Julia Nixon is like a barmaid / prostitute who's scrubbing the floor by Joe Piscopo's feet. And
his,
there's a little fuck up here.
Okay.
Because Barry is already sitting there with a shot of milk in front of him
'Cause I called it.
when Joe Piscopo starts talking shit. And then when they cut, they go to order from the bartender, and that's when Barry says, "Make mine milk." And everybody in the fucking saloon laughs at him. And basically Chuck Norris is like, "Hey, how about you shut the fuck up?
Make mine milk
too, because milk does a body good."
Chuck around and find out.
So they take shots of milk.
Joe, which by the
Piscopo-
way, ew.
yeah, Joe Piscopo. Oh, you know what? When I used to drink milk a lot before I became semi-lactose intolerant or whatever is happening with my body, who knows?
Age.
I would come home sometimes and just pour a glass of milk. I mean, it's ice cold milk, and I would just chug the whole thing.
You're talking ice cold, sure. We're talking about
The Wild West,
1800s
yeah.
Wild West.
This is thick.
Gross.
This is thick, raw, straight out of the cow, warm milk.
Ugh, sucking the teeth.
I'm surprised he didn't turn around and just squeeze it out of a teat.
Ugh, gross.
So Joe Piscopo is harassing Julia Nixon as this like Wild West.
Barmaid.
Give me a
Yeah.
drink. Actually, you know what? Better yet, give me a kiss.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so Barry comes over to defend her, and he's like, "Are you sure you want to do this? Like, they're gonna have a shootout, but you know, no one's getting shot."
Yeah.
And they're
And-
inside
and-
the bar still.
Yeah, and Piscopo's like, "You sure you want to do this? Because if you're wrong, you're dead wrong." Ooh. Get it? Because he's gonna die.
He's gonna kill him.
So this is kind of great. He like draws his gun really quick, and Piscopo stops, and then he just slaps him,
It's a good slap.
and then he
It's-
puts it away,
yeah.
and he draws it again and slaps him. And like, he does it like 5 times.
There's some good, genuine, like, I outdrew you, so now I get to slap you in the face.
Yeah.
Kind of
100%.
Rochambeau.
So then and that's kind of the fantasy for that, because he's daydreaming at school, and we come back to this like fisheye lens of Richard Mull in Barry's face, just like
Terrifying.
"Wake up, Barry Kapowski," or whatever the fuck he calls him. Like, he doesn't call him his full name; he calls him some shit. But he's
Yeah.
like, it's kind of like, if you look up this movie, this will be one of the first images you'll see. It's like the preview image of the trailer. A lot of the times, it's like this weird fisheye lens of Richard
Wake
Mull's
up,
face.
Barry.
By the way, their school is the Redskins.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that earlier. I was like, man, just a time in our lives. We're not far removed from, just Redskins, an okay mascot, to have your fucking high school named, or your professional football team.
That was my football team.
Yeah. If and I'm not talking to you, but if you're upset about your team name not being the Redskins, get fucked.
Who cares?
Like, if it went to Guardians and you're upset, fuck you.
I think they should
It's
just stuck with
Commanders.
football team.
Yeah,
Look,
I agree.
I was great with the Washington
Yeah.
football
At first,
team.
that was stupid, but like, whatever. It's funny. I was really hoping that they would win the Super Bowl, because didn't they do kind of well that first year they were the
did.
football
Right off
team?
they made the playoffs.
I was like, God, I hope I don't give a shit about sports, as everybody listening knows, but I was like, God, I hope they win the Super Bowl, because I will go and buy a shirt that says Super Bowl champions, Washington football
I would have
team.
bought some merch. I wouldn't display it, but I would own some Washington, the football team.
Yeah. But so the teacher tells him that he gets in trouble. So this doesn't make sense.
This
So
is
he gets in trouble.
by the way,
so,
they should just be called high school to college. That's their mascot.
Richard Mull tells him to do this rope climb, but then later on, when he wants to get involved in class, he's like, "No, because you're gonna die." So I
Yeah.
don't-
Yeah. I think there's a longer movie here that I'm not complaining about got cut, but got cut.
yeah.
I think there's longer scenes for a lot of these things. The Bo Bridges and the teacher, there's some missing romance here.
There's
Dialogue.
definitely missing romance between Nixon and Bridges.
Yes.
Because you're just supposed to assume
Well-
that they're a happy family now.
I mean, it could be missing. I think because the movie is basically told from Barry's point of view.
We're cutting that out.
It's he sees like this stuff is happening in the background, and like my teacher and my dad are getting closer to each other, but we don't see like the romance scenes and stuff because it's the
Because
kid's
it's
point
for
of
the kid's
view.
point of view.
Yeah.
Got it.
All
I
right.
got it. That makes sense. Save it. Wholesome family movie.
I'll allow it.
He does make him do this rope climb, and I guess it's kind of a daydream, although he's awake while he's like fully awake.
Schizophrenic fucking
Yeah.
episode, man.
He's fully alert, and guess who's right on the rope next to him?
Yeah, he's trying to climb up and he can't.
Chuck
and Chuck
Norris.
Norris teaches him how to climb a rope, which is really weird because that would mean that he knows this information
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
because it's his mind telling him. But this goes back to what
But
Rambo
it's
3.
not, man.
This goes back to Rambo 3, right? When you were talking about he's climbing the rope and he's just using upper body strength and his legs are like splayed
Oh,
out.
yeah.
And this one, he's like, no, you put your feet on the rope and you just use your feet to push you up and your hands will do a little bit
Forget
of pulling.
Rambo, where he just hulks himself up that
Yeah.
rope with upper body strength. You need help, Barry.
And I love this because Barry is trying to pull himself up. He's doing the foot thing. But you can see him struggling to pull himself up.
And
And
Chuck
Chuck
is
Norris
just
is just slowly. He's like, yeah, there you go, Barry.
Yeah.
That's great. Having no trouble at all.
He's doing awesome.
Easy peasy.
And he's like, I'll race you to the top, whatever. But obviously, Chuck Norris would win that, but he doesn't. And it's when he's like,
Oh, I'd pull
Barry's
that
like,
little
I
kid
can't.
off.
I can't do this.
And he's like, I hate that word, Barry. So,
Can't doesn't exist in my vocabulary.
I mean, it should.
So he does climb up to the top, and all the kids are laughing at him at first, and they're making fun of him, and he makes it to the top, and they begrudgingly, they're like, oh shit,
what
hey,
just
All right,
fucking
all right.
happened?
golf clap
Respect
for
you.
Barry. And then so he was walking home with Winnie Cooper, whatever, Lauren, and they get to
you
her
stop
house.
at Wendy Cooper for me.
They get to her house, and she's talking about how the kid, right, was being an asshole.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, my dad, you referenced this earlier, she's like, my daddy would rope him, shoot him, stuff him, and mount him.
Mount him how?
Have a seat.
Have a seat right here. You're gonna,
But you're gonna stuff and mount. You're gonna mount and stuff this.
You're gonna
kid?
mount
Have
that
a seat?
kid? Have a seat right here. Have a seat right here. But I'm from Texas. Have a seat right here on this horse then.
By the way, she gets to her house. She's like, "This is where I get off." My first thought was, "I bet it is."
And he's looking. He's like, "Can I get off there too?"
Speaking of getting off, you want to go out sometime? Because this is when he tries to ask her out.
Is it?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
this the time where he's like, "So I really like you"?
Yeah,
Yeah, and your response, "I like you too."
yeah, and then he asks her out, and because the
Oh,
Cellini
not
had
that
made fun of
way.
him earlier, saying she doesn't like you, she pities you.
Yeah.
And here she's like, "No, I just don't like when people make fun of you because it makes me feel." And he's like, "It makes you feel bad for me," and he like runs off with like.
Limp arm runaway.
Yeah, his little like fucking Stewart from Mad TV, like
Look what I can do.
yeah, so he runs away and he has an asthma attack and like cries and has another daydream where now Richard Mole is like a Nazi.
Big, beautiful scar across his cheek.
So I
cheeks.
Tell me, is it
googled
password?
I googled Chuck Norris Nazi movie, right?
And
The first thing that comes up is Top Dog.
Ooh.
It's Chuck Norris and a dog as partners. And it's a cop movie, but I guess he's fighting like neo-Nazis. So he never did like a
guys, I gotta
World
go.
War II Nazi movie.
We gotta pause and watch this real quick.
I gotta leave and watch that. Top
All right,
Dog.
hold on, we're gonna watch this movie. We'll be right back. Well, glad we didn't do that for the show. That sucked.
Man, that was garbage. The scene with Hitler in a tutu was unnecessary.
I can't believe they got Mel Brooks to play him.
Mel Brooks as Hitler? I would actually watch that. And he might do it best.
So it's because he's having this asthma attack, and it's Richard Mole as this officer, and he's torturing Barry, and he's got this like device that's like squeezing him, and he just
Yeah.
keeps tightening it, and Chuck Norris is like, "Just breathe, Barry, you'll be fine. Just breathe."
the
And he's like,
chains
"No, I
wrapped
literally
around him."
can't breathe. I'm dying." And then when we cut to, we're in an ambulance with Bo Bridges because this kid basically almost died on his porch.
yeah, he
Uh-huh.
had an asthma attack on his porch.
Or he keeps saying, "Hang on, Barry," or something like that, which I guess maybe got him through not dying. I don't know.
Let's chalk it up to that. That like
Yeah.
that was his will, his inner Chuck telling
He was,
him.
well, I'm sure he was just hearing everybody, and then he's putting it in that, just like in Sucker Punch, where something's happening, so she's envisioning
Yeah,
something
she
else.
puts it in another fantasy
Chuck
world.
looks right at him. He's like, "You can't die," and he's like, "I don't understand what that word means. It's not in my vocabulary."
Wait, you
And
mean
just
like-
dies?
Ooh.
You mean like just like in that movie Chucker Punch?
Chuck Norris playing all the girls in Sucker Punch.
As long as he's not playing Oscar Isaac's character, I don't need to see
Yeah.
Chuck Norris raping people.
Yeah, yeah, that's a tough
I
watch.
feel like that's a hard pass on him.
Yeah, I don't think he would do it.
right.
He would not sit right here.
Yeah, he would not. He would not have a seat.
Yeah, Chuck Norris does not need to have a seat.
He would never
Chuck
be
Norris will
invited
not
to
have a seat.
He's not Catholic. He's just born again Christian.
He might support politicians that diddle kids, but he doesn't support diddling kids.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So one of the things, so you're in this hospital, and this is a thing I see in every movie, and you worked in a hospital, wife.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in a hospital. Every movie.
I know what they are.
Every movie, there are constantly announcements happening.
Yes,
it's
there
like
are.
Dr. So-and-so to the nurse's station.
Yes.
So-and-so to this stat. I never heard that.
I didn't hear that. But you know what they did do that is one of my biggest tropes?
Tropes. Yeah, tropes. Go on.
Is when they don't have the arms up when you're on the bed or on the gurney or the stretcher or whatever. They always have the arms down. Like, literally, that is the first thing they tell you when you're dealing with patients in a bed. Arms go fucking up.
Okay.
Because you know what's going to happen?
No.
They fall and roll out of the bed. They try and move. Anything. The arms need to be up. If you don't have both sides up, you have at least the top part.
Yeah.
Because the leg can swing over, but the body won't swing over.
But you don't want to block that beautiful Brandis.
Go a little higher. Do a little bird's eye.
All right.
Don't go sideways.
No, I get what you're saying. It's tough to be in a profession watching a profession. I may have talked about it before, but like as a bartender, when I watch a movie where
And they got the rag inside.
No. I can reference one movie for sure that does it. It's an awful movie. It's The Whole 10 Yards with Bruce Willis, and him and Matthew Perry are drinking, and there's like conservatively 36 empty shot glasses in front of them. I'm like, all right, as a bartender, first of all, you shouldn't serve somebody that much. If you do, hide the evidence. And also, how many shot glasses does this bar have that you don't need these back to wash them for somebody else? Like
this bar subsists off of shots. We don't even own beer glasses. We have 5,000 shot glasses.
There's a part of me that enjoys watching, let's say, a military movie with a military person, a cooking movie with a chef. You know,
Yeah.
I love it because like just the whole time, that's bullshit. That's not how that happened. He'd be court-martialed. He'd be fired. Like, I love it.
That was
Bring
your
it on.
upbringing.
Yeah, that was my upbringing. Sure.
One of the announcements, by the way, is such and such doctor to the nurse's station. Stat.
Stats.
I'm like, what the fuck stat are you getting to the nurse's station for? Like, what emergency requires this
We have
doctor to be
cupcakes.
at the nurse's
Get over
station?
here, stats.
No, the nurse the doctor's sleeping with is late, and I don't mean for work. So we need you to perform your own abortion.
I mean, there's a pill for that today. So
You know what? That joke was just a daydream I had. I didn't actually make it. You guys just
You
heard
guys
it.
all had that daydream.
It was a Mandela effect
it was a
sidekick moment.
psychosis.
So the teacher and Mako arrive at the hospital, and he like rubs these magic herbs on Barry.
It's
and I'm
Vicks
like,
vapor
I'm
rub.
like, hey, by the way, have a seat. I don't rub a child.
And he does. He opens up his gown, have a seat, and rubs this oil on his chest, have a seat.
And then this is when the doctor does mention, like, I don't know why he's had this reaction. There's no scarring on his lungs.
X-rays
He's
good.
fine,
Everything's
yeah.
fine. He shouldn't even be using the inhaler
So yes,
anymore.
asthma is all in your head.
Sir, I'm afraid your son is. Let me look at my papers here. Your son might be a bitch. I'm sorry.
I believe that's exactly what it says.
I don't have medication for it.
So we
Smack him across the face.
we cut into another Rocky training montage, but instead of riding the bike, which Mako does do, instead of riding the bike next to him while he's running, he is driving.
Nope.
He is driving this frying dragon van.
Yeah.
Behind him that has like ears and wings and a tail and
looks
shit.
like-
Love it.
Looks like Grogu as a bus.
It's the van from Dumb and Dumber, but a dragon.
Yeah.
It's
it
fucking
Oh,
is.
instead of the
ridiculous.
dog, instead
I'm glad that van's still getting work.
Yes.
And it's a whole training montage, which we get like 3 of. And I'm pretty sure they must have shot it all at once, and they just kept cutting it in. They were like, "Okay, look, this movie needs to be another 10 minutes."
This is definitely shot all at once. There's not a doubt.
because it's literally
There's multiple.
Barry's running and stuff. Mako is wearing the same outfit as Rocky's trainer
Mac.
Like it's
Mako and Mac.
and I'm not as familiar with Rocky. I have seen him, but in my head I'm like, oh, you mean like Punch Out?
Yeah.
The in between scenes where he's like running, which is definitely just Rocky. I mean,
I
obviously.
would have loved to see Barry chug raw eggs, punching slabs of meat.
Well, he kind of
chasing a chicken.
he chugs whatever the fuck this shit is that Mako
Oh,
gives
yeah,
him. He
this
tells him it's like a magic
mysterious elixir.
potion.
Oh yeah,
Dude, and he's like, drink it.
Oh.
And dude, he takes this shot of it and he goes, golly gee, that's awful.
Golly gee
literally-
willikers, mister. That's an awful freaking taste.
He
literally
really
says
says
golly
golly
gee.
gee.
Yeah, that came out of your mouth, golly gee.
And then
what's Mako say though? I say Mako because we were doing the joke about being Mac. Mako's even says like, "What you want? Magic medicine? You want magic to taste good? Like it's healing you. It's not supposed to taste good."
Also,
you
he
idiot.
gives it to him. He's like, "Hey, drink this once a day or twice on Sundays."
No. I have to correct you because you drink this twice a day.
once on Sundays.
No, it's more. On
No,
Sun-
I'm
it's
sorry.
once a day,
It's
twice
less on Sunday. It was drink this 4 times a day,
There you
twice on Sunday.
Is that what it was?
Is what he
Okay.
says. Because I thought like usually you would do the opposite where it's like drink this once a day, twice on Sunday.
But when he does drink it at home, and you see him pour it in this cup, he pours half the
half the
bottle in this
bottle.
cup.
That bottle's not lasting you even one Sunday, sir. Sir, you are
then-
no bartender of magic.
Also,
his
Julia
niece.
Nixon. Yeah, when Barry leaves, she's like magic potion. He's like, it won't hurt him. So he's just giving him some
And
fake
she
shit.
smells it, and she's
It's
like,
a bunch
"What
of
did you
schnapps
put
and
in
bitters."
this?"
He's trying to get him to stop relying
It's a
on this
placebo.
inhaler because the inhaler is a placebo for him, and then he gives him a magic potion that's a placebo.
Uh-huh.
Well, the inhaler isn't a placebo; it's a crutch. At this point, we all know it's a crutch.
Same thing. What I mean is like it doesn't actually do anything. But the whole thing with the placebo
gets
is
him
like
high.
the whole thing with the placebo is like you take it and you think that it's doing it, so then it does it.
and he's
Like,
been doing that with his puffer.
yeah.
Or he's getting high off his puffer.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying.
This is where we do have the scene where they're back in gym class and Bull is there.
Yeah, no,
Whatever, I
Bull.
forgot his name already.
Yeah,
Coach Moore,
Mole.
Richard Mole, and he's like,
Bull doesn't matter.
Coach Bull.
Barry's trying to get involved in class, and he tells him, "Get your butt back on the bench with the rest of the babies."
Yeah.
He keeps calling him a baby, which I think is just replacement for the word bitch.
Well, I was
Yeah.
gonna say this is the nicest you could be. Like pre-90s, if this is a boob comedy or any other 80s kind of thing, this guy's gonna be a dickhead.
He's definitely dropping an F-bomb.
Yeah,
or
absolutely,
something like
hard
that.
R,
Yeah.
F-bomb, and like you just said, he's not saying babies, he's saying like get on the bench with the bitches.
My favorite, this was a legitimate laugh for me, when he finally does give in, because Barry won't leave, and they start doing push-ups, and Barry starts doing it, and he's like, okay, you can do it. But he's like, if you drop dead on me, I will shoot myself so that I can follow you and get
What
you.
is this?
Like, I can
laugh
come
free
after
for me,
you.
like genuine. Like you wanted me to laugh, and here I am laughing. Thank you.
If you die, I will kill myself so I can get you.
He even says, "I'll sign a waiver."
All right, let's do that.
And we go back to the frying dragon again, and Whitney pointed out $3.99 lunch buffet.
Yeah.
Sign me the fuck up.
Sign me up for
$4.99 dinner.
$19.92.
Oh, your boy ain't leaving.
No.
Yeah, fucking
Here's
wheelbarrow
$10.
me out, dude. Yeah.
Thank you.
Like I just walk
I'll
in.
pay for 2 seats, but I ain't going nowhere.
You know what?
You'll pay
Here's
for 2
20.
seats,
Keep
but you
the
only
tip.
need the edge.
I hated that.
No, I'm gonna need the whole
Commercial.
seat. I'm gonna need the whole seat.
You'll
buddy.
pay for 2 seats, but you'll only need the toilet. You come in with your like a bag slung over your shoulder, and they're like, "What are you bringing in?" You're like, "Oh, this is my toilet paper."
Oh, this is what they do. What'd you say? $3.99 for the lunch buffet.
Yeah.
It's $18 a minute for the toilet. The buffet cheap.
It's one of those pay toilets that they don't have anymore. We have to put money in to get the door to unlock.
I've never had that.
But yeah, my dad said something to me a couple of times because my dad always would say like shit that I didn't understand. Like I've talked about the Death Race 2000 reference.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And there was one, and it was a little rhyme, and it was something people could write inside of like the bathroom stall, and it was here I sit all broken hearted. Paid to shit and only farted. Because you used to have to like have like public bathrooms where you would have to put like a dime or a quarter in.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't know
odd
that.
as fuck.
And I didn't know that. My dad said that because he was like, well, now he's like, now I just say came to shit and only farted. But it made more sense when it was paid to shit because,
Yeah.
you know, because I guess that was a thing.
I've paid for some shits I've had, but I've never paid to shit.
So he's trying to teach him the nunchucks here. Sorry, nunchucks. Nunchucks. Because I say nunchucks because the first thing he does is slap himself in the balls.
Yeah, he says it too. He says
100%.
this. I'm paraphrasing it, but Mako says this. Careful, because it'll sting you, but it'll also help you sing. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, all right, sure. And like he hands it to him, and yeah, right away, boop. Fucking Bob Saget's hosting this one
Yes,
when you
he
hit
is.
yourself in the nuts.
Rest in peace,
Yes, rest in pictures, Mr. Saget.
Yeah,
Sagat.
Mr. Sagat.
Mr.
Tiger uppercut. Oh man, somebody please mod Street Fighter so we can have Bob Saget playing Sagat.
Bob Sagat.
Bob Sagat, please.
Please
Eye
do
patch
it.
and all.
So the dad and the teacher are flirting more. She's showing them what I guess it turns out to be her like
Vagina.
Her what do they call it?
Vagina.
The
Kata.
Kata.
Her kata.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Not her vagina. Her kata.
dance.
You can call it whatever you want.
You call it a kata. Her vakata.
She's doing floor
I
exercises.
was like, I don't know. She's doing some Tai Chi shit. That's what I wrote in my notes. I don't know because they don't explain it, but it's her kata for the competition later.
It's Kata vagina?
In my world.
I don't know. Remember who Barry is talking to, but he says the line, "Is it normal to have a daydream about a grown man?" And all I could think was, Barry, have a seat.
Barry, future Barry, have a seat. It's reverse have a seat.
I think the term for a child who has sex with an adult is catamite.
Oh, I didn't know there was a term for that.
There is a term.
I thought it
for
was called victim.
I could. I mean, I think catamite is more of like the kid is doing it. Like the kid wants, like the kid is like, I want to fuck that dude. I don't know.
Weird.
It's a thing I heard many moons ago, and I don't know the definition now. I mean, the definition could have easily changed to just a victim,
For sure.
But catamite, I'm pretty sure is a term.
Huh.
So
If you're gonna Google that, put it on safe, incognito.
I think
Yeah,
you
put it
did
in
say that
incognito mode.
because it's a younger person being in love with an older person, right?
Years ago, a friend and I don't have no musical talent. And years ago, a friend of mine who had a band, we went to his band room, we smoked a little bit of weed, and I was just playing with all his bandmate had 1,000 pedals.
Okay.
So I was just playing with effects, and I would just like strum and then just do all these different pedal effects and stuff. And he would play actual music, and we ended up recording some of it. And when we were burning it to a CD, I was like, well, we're burning it to a CD, so we need a name. So the name of the band we came up with was like dysteleological, which was a word we found in the dictionary. And it's like, some shit that doesn't make any sense. And I was like, well, we need an album name. And that's what we ended up finding was Catamite.
Nice.
So the name of my only album is Catamite. So I did not fuck older men, but we thought it was funny. We were 16, 17,
You're saying you
whatever.
didn't fuck older men, so you
No.
fucked younger men. Derrick, have a seat.
I was 16. It was okay. No.
Crack it.
So there's another training montage, and we get a lot of the on-location Houston shots where it's like probably things that are famous there, like
Some landmarks.
fountains and buildings.
Yeah,
and
the
things
fountain
like
looks
that.
dope, by the way.
There's some. It looks like a pretty nice city.
Like when he's biking in front of it, the shot looks.
Mako biking in front?
It's not Mako biking.
Oh, when he stands up. Well, it's him most of the time, but when he's standing on the bike,
Yeah,
it's
when
definitely
he's
some
silhouette.
20-some-year-old dude.
Yep, absolutely. but the shots, like there's some legitimately gorgeous shots in this movie.
I am gonna say, knowing that he's some 20-some-year-old dude probably comes from watching it on ultra high definition 4K. You know what I mean? This is not a thing you would have seen in 1992
Not at all.
/3, or when you watched it on a TV broadcast years later, which is probably how most people saw it.
Yeah, you're not checking this on TBS.
So we get Barry's coming in. I'm really not sure what's going on. So there's cheerleader practice, and these cheerleaders have one cheer, by the way, which is annoying. They're just doing the same. Like my cheerleaders, not my cheerleaders. I don't have cheerleaders, but in high school, our
Give me a
cheerleaders.
D. Give me an E.
If they all yelled, "Give me a D," I would have just nutted.
Yeah. In high school or now? Because have a seat is available.
In high school.
All right. All right.
Calm down.
Calm down, guy.
But they're doing like one cheer over and over, and everybody's watching their practice, which is weird. But then Barry walks in his gym clothes, but nobody else is in gym clothes. But then Richard Mull is yelling at them like they're in gym class. So
He's gathering a
has
net
balls.
full of balls.
He's got soccer
So I'm
balls,
guessing that
basketballs,
it's like the
volleyballs.
end of gym class, beginning of cheerleading class? Question
Maybe.
mark.
Maybe
I
it's
don't
the
know.
end of the day.
Maybe.
And he's
Mayhaps.
just cleaning up.
Cellini tries to bully Barry again. He's talking
Cellini
shit.
tries to bully Barry.
I do like this one though.
Dude, and then this when Barry turns around, he's like, "Hey, up yours, Cellini." And the guy's like, "What
What'd
the
you
fuck
say?
you just say to me?"
Nobody fucking talks back to Cellini. It rhymes with meanie.
I'm Cellini the meanie.
Cellini. Oh, I give myself a nickname. Damn it.
And then they have a fight, and Barry.
But in actual, like Barry's like on top of it, right?
Yeah.
And I love it because the Richard Mull comes over, he breaks it up, and he's like, "Hey, you both need to fucking stop this shit," as a teacher would. But then when Barry's going to walk away, he's like, "Hey, good job."
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Proud of you. You
Yeah.
fucking stood up.
He's
for
watching.
yourself.
He's watching his student grow. Maybe toxic, but masculine.
Yeah. I mean,
By
that
the way-
wouldn't fly today.
I
Yeah.
do want to say, for a 1992/3 movie, this school is incredibly racially diverse.
Yeah.
Like this,
Especially
they're all,
for Texas.
yeah, they're all standing around cheering at this fight, and there's black kids, there's Asian kids, there's Hispanic kids, there's boys, there's
natives.
girls. Like it's like an actual group
It
of
looks
humans.
like
It
when I
is.
went to high school.
Yeah,
It does. It looked like my high school.
Yeah.
it's kind of
Except for
interesting.
that college classroom and English class.
Well, the people look like my high school.
Yes.
The stadium seating No.
I did not have people in neck braces. I mean, there were some leg walkers.
Leg walk.
Oh my God! Wait, what's the opposite of leg walker though?
Hand walkers.
Hand sliders?
There's just a bunch of people. There's a bunch of hot chicks doing handstands, going, "Hey guys, my thighs are up here."
Crab walkers, like the girl from The Exorcist, just crawling around the school, vomiting on people.
But like
Just
walking
yelling,
boots.
"Look at
There
those
we go.
leg walkers!"
Get the walking boots. I mean, there were a few of those.
Those girls who crawl around like crabs, though, they are bullies also because they keep yelling at people, "Your mother sucks cocks in hell."
Aw, that one really stings.
But now Lauren asks Barry, like, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?"
Because now she likes it.
Yeah.
Well,
'cause he's not
I
a
think
pussy.
I think
Sorry.
part of it is that he's stood up for himself.
Sorry, my 90s is showing. He wasn't being a bitch.
Part of it is that he stood up for himself. Part of it, I think, is that he revealed to her that he liked her, and maybe she reevaluated, like, actually, he's not that bad. I don't know.
He's clean. He's got that 90s wedge haircut.
He's not a bitch anymore.
He's not a bitch anymore. He's, from what I can
not
tell, he's
wheezing.
friends with Chuck Norris.
He lives maybe 100 feet from my house because
Tell
her
me.
mansion is right around the corner from his hovel.
Oh, dude, him and Bo Bridges are in the gardening shed on the property of
Yes.
this mansion. That's the house, finger quote, house they're living in.
And then we get my favorite daydream of the movie. This is the one from The Hitman, which is another Chuck Norris movie.
Is this the one that looks like Jean-Claude Van
Yes,
Damme?
the Hard Target
Hard
warehouse.
Target. Okay, so I didn't know there was a Chuck Norris one, so you're going to have to lighten me on that. But I kept thinking, I was like, did they predict Hard Target? That black coat, that mullet
Yeah.
The
No,
Chuck
they
Norris
in a
movie-
pinata factory?
The Chuck Norris movie, he's trying to stop drug dealers, which you can pretty much tell in this movie because it's Joe Piscopo playing like a Batman villain who's just cackling like the fucking Joker.
All I was
And-
thinking was the trickster, which
Yeah,
Mark Hamill played.
Yeah, like like Mark Hamill's Trickster, who was in the Flash,
the Flash.
television
Yeah.
series,
Oh,
the
yeah.
early one and the newer one. But they're talking about adding shit to candy, and there's just barrels that are labeled MSG and smog and toxic waste.
Oh, it's so Gotham.
Oh, I loved it. I was like, smog.
We're coming up my biggest laugh of the movie, by the
So
way.
I just
Ooh.
love this one because it's the most over the top. Because Joe Piscopo
Yes.
is literally a comic book villain in this one. He's laughing and cackling and
He is eating up the screen.
yeah, and they end up. So Chuck Norris and Barry both have this like slick back wet mullet and the black jacket, and they end up getting this guy who's like a guard, a
Preach
thug, or whatever. And they put him on a chair and they tie him up and they like push him down a ramp so that it distracts everybody. They're like, "What the fuck is that?" And then there's just like a big explosion and like a big shootout, and it's silly because again, no one gets killed. It's just like a lot of explosions and people getting covered
A lot
in
of
pink goo.
like just so many noises to let you know like no one's getting killed. Sure. Okay, there's shotguns. Sure, but watch this.
Yeah, because that's the thing in Hitman is Chuck Norris with a shotgun just blasting dudes.
So my favorite laugh of this movie though, because Joe Piscopo says he's like, kill him, screaming and shit. And one of the guys picks up another guy and treats him like an assault rifle
Yes, he
while
does.
the guy being held has a gun shooting him. So he's holding, you have to imagine my pantomimes for this or watch the movie, but he's holding his buddy and shaking him like a gun while his buddy is shooting a gun.
Yes, that one was fun.
I rewound it. I fucking rewound it, man.
I will have to
my
say-
favorite
That was a take
subtitle
two.
of the movie is here.
Okay.
After Barry shoots his little bazooka and like shoots the pink goo everywhere or
Have a
whatever,
seat.
it says
He shot his goo everywhere?
he shot his goo
Have
everywhere.
a seat right here.
The subtitle is Chuck Chuckling.
You couldn't just like put a dash like Chuck Oling. Like you couldn't make that happen.
You could have just put Chuckling.
Yeah.
Because you could see Chuck Norris. Like usually when they put the name, it's because it's off screen. It says Chuck Chuckling.
But these writers are having fun. They're being a little chucky.
They are being chucky.
They're being so chucky instead of cheeky.
and the girl is the teacher at
It
the
is the
beginning of
teacher
the
at the
fantasy.
Uh-huh.
And then when they break in to let her out, it has become Winnie Cooper.
Yep.
Yes,
And,
And
Chuck
even-
Norris is very disappointed.
Yeah, Chuck, wouldn't you be? Because now he has to have a seat.
Yeah.
he does.
Well,
He's
actually-
like, well, what about me?
Yeah. Where's Noreen? He goes, Chuck, this is my fantasy
Boom.
or my dream or
And
whatever
now
he
Chuck
says.
is watching these two high school kids make out or more.
Have a seat?
Have a seat.
Have a seat right here.
He does
I
go,
got I got a nice cushion one for you.
Chuck, you deserve a good seat.
But
But still have a seat.
Chuck does that. He's like, oh, like all disappointed.
I was
Pretty
really
funny.
getting used to banging your future stepmom.
So they go to the zoo, or I think first Cellini is like, hey, you want to have another fight? Let's do it at this karate tournament. Karate Kid Part 5.
It is. It is. Yeah, it's a continuation of this. Like, you want to fight me? You want a chance? You want a chance?
Well,
to
this
fight
was
me?
this was a big thing starting with Karate Kid, because Karate Kid was a surprise hit. It cost like, I don't remember, it was like in the teens of millions, not very much, and it made in the hundreds of millions.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the numbers, but like it was a huge thing. So after that, there was a ton of martial arts movies. Not a lot, surprisingly, featuring children until like the 90s. So 85 was the first Karate Kid. It took 5 or so years for people to realize kids want to see the kids doing this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
But this same year, 92.
Or Pat Morita.
This same year, 92, we have Three Ninjas also, which we'll be doing for this month.
Yes, we will.
It's the same year.
Don't touch
so-
that. Yeah.
Don't hear that dial.
Don't hear that dial. You stay right here. That's the winner.
Stay right here. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I'm a tum-tum. Sorry.
Oh, classic Cold Energy.
So
I
yet
know.
another training montage, and this one he's teaching him to break the blocks, which comes back around, and Mako breaks the blocks. I think it starts
Easily.
with wood, actually, but the fucking Barry like breaks his wrist on the wood.
Yeah, he
As
does.
you would the first, like without any direction. If I just gave you a board to break
You
and
wouldn't
like
know how to do it.
hit that, you'd be like, all right, cool. But ow, my hand is broken.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
not
we-
a trial by error kind of thing.
No.
And this training montage ends with Mako like hustling people at this park.
Oh
He's
yeah,
doing like a fucking like hat game thing,
And
little
he's-
3-card Monty,
Yeah.
a shell game, insert.
shell game. There
yeah,
you go.
insert whatever region you're from.
And then he looks between the moms at the park and he sees not Brandon, but Brandon
Barry.
or Barry.
Barry.
Sorry, I have a friend named Brandon that I call Barry.
Oh,
so-
okay, I thought you were making a play on his Brandis, thing.
Oh yeah, Brandis. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyways, not him doing the nunchucks on the side of the hill.
Yeah, there's some
Just, like,
35-year-old guy who's pretending to be
wearing a
Johnathan
mullet.
Brandis.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's not him.
Yeah,
Supposed
because
to
this person is
be.
doing amazing nunchuck work.
Uh huh.
Nunchaku.
No, I just always think back to Blank Man. You brought the nunchucks. Love that movie.
By the way, coming attraction,
You
probably.
stay right here.
So right here.
Yeah. I just love that Mako's like hustling people. He's like, well, I'm not at the restaurant. I need to make some money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So-
but is that
Oh,
also?
and Barry had referenced it earlier. He's like, I'm not playing cards with you for money again. You already took me for like $6. Like,
yeah,
come
and when
on.
he tells them like, hey, go home. You don't even have any more money, so I don't need you here.
So it's setting a little precedence that the uncle's a hustler.
Is that not also what is that word? Where,
Trope?
No, not a trope,
Joke.
but like
Oh, I think it's a joke.
when he when earlier they called him Charlie, or you might as well work at a laundromat.
Oh,
Like,
just got a racist
so-
Oh, like a little
stereotype.
just a
hustler,
little
like
bit of a-
You know what? It could be, but I'm not taking it that way. I'm taking it as
He's
that
just
he's
a
I think it's
just
just
famous
like
guy.
he's got fat. He's got quick use of hands. So
Yeah.
he's good
Also,
at-
who's
Yep.
working at the restaurant?
and he's bored. Well, he had people working there. He's
I mean,
the executive
you say
chef.
that, but here in the tournament, which is coming up right now, he's like, "Well, I gotta go. Someone's got to run this fucking restaurant."
Valid point, dude. You know what? I take back what I said. Even though there were people there, when Barry's working out at this restaurant, all I'm thinking about is sweat.
Yep.
There is Houston humidity sweat in that kitchen, and this kid's doing pull-ups on some
They
fucking
don't have to add salt
equipment.
to anything.
Gross.
Yeah, that's the secret.
I'm not
ingredient
eating there.
That's the secret ingredient there. It's
There's no
human
MSG
sweat.
and there's no salt added.
There's salt added. Barry's biceps.
It's just trickling off his naked armpit.
Oh, dude, have a seat, Whitney. Have a seat.
So they go to sign up for this tournament, which, by the way, you should have signed up already.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, all the other people in line
And
are
I'll sign
like,
up when I get there.
all the other people in line are like 40 or 50-year-old like people.
Oh,
like,
okay. So they show up with the applications for 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this fucking douchebag
fuck
at the
this
front.
guy.
wanted to
It's just
shove
like,
tampons
Is
up
this
his
a
nose.
joke? There's 4 of you. There need to be 4 people. A team. A
step
team
aside.
is 4.
So now to the point that you're trying to make, when he steps aside, there is conservatively 40-year-olds,
Yeah.
maybe 50 to 60-year-old people that are not in shape. Like, I can't believe they're holding up the. You, what are you?
Yeah, the
registering
one
for?
guy literally
What are you
waves
doing
his hand
here?
like,
Why?
get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Let me
You
tell you,
didn't
what
know?
are you doing here? You breaking bricks? Huh? You doing the kata? Huh?
And then maybe the real Chuck Norris shows up at this tournament. Again, this could all be a fantasy. Who knows?
I don't know.
Joe
I say
Piscopo
yes.
does go to talk shit to him. Like he goes over there and he's taunting Chuck Norris, and he's like, "I would. Too bad you don't compete anymore because I'd love to kick your ass." And Chuck Norris just like, in your dreams, buddy.
And then he walks away. He's like, some people never change.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what I'd love to do? Talk about this bolo tie that Chuck Norris is wearing for the next fucking hour.
Oh yeah, he's dressed. I mean, this is Texas formal.
This is Texas formal. Dude, but he's got this Man in Black thing going.
Yeah, black suit, black shirt, black pants,
Black
Cadillac.
denim pants.
I mean, wait, no
Jeans.
Cadillac. Sorry, wrong thing.
Black coat, white shoes, black hat,
Bolo
Chuck
tie.
Norris attack.
Ooh.
Bolo tie. That boy's a ginger bum.
The boy's a ginger bomb.
And then Noreen goes up to ask Chuck to be their fourth. You don't really see it. She like calls him aside. She's like, "Hey, can I talk to
Yeah,
you?"
because somebody says, like, why don't you ask Chuck? And like, well, what is that? Like, I think Barry's like, what do you ask Chuck?
Well,
yeah,
no, they don't.
right.
Barry doesn't
No,
know
it's
until later.
Mako and Noreen.
Oh,
She laughs at
Mako
first,
says
but
it.
when they go to sign up for, like, they go back and they have Chuck Norris on the thing, the fucking snarky
That's where the
douchebag
joke
dude,
is.
the little smarmy guy
Oh,
is
you
like,
know
is this a
Chuck
fucking
Norris?
joke? Chuck Norris? Come on. Really? Chuck Norris? And Chuck Norris comes up and, and he's
And
just
Barry's not in sight. He has no idea what's happening.
yeah, he's watching the tournament.
He-
And
Barry- yeah, Barry's
but
sitting
Chuck
down
Norris
watching
comes
that
up and he's like,
tournament.
"You got a
He's
problem
watching.
with that, son?"
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "No, sir, Mr. Norris." Like,
just pouring gallons of
But
sweat
he's
like
still
it's
doing
Airplane the
his-
movie.
He's still doing his snarky thing. He's like, nope.
that's just how this guy talks.
Yeah,
He's
I
just
think
a
that's
smarmy
the
ass.
least amount of snark he can give you.
He's got the most punchable face, though.
You know what? I would have loved this guy to get a straight punch. Later, when there's multiple people get thrown off this mat, land on this guy for me.
Yep.
Please.
Give me one.
Please.
He's due.
During the exhibitions, we see the guy in the sparkle gi. which
Oh,
I
yeah.
love. This fucking like bedazzled fucking gi that he's wearing while he's doing like
can't
his
miss
kata.
The background of this is beautiful. This is where we get to the guy that I was talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, there are just so many people. But I will say, Sparkle I think he's under the white ninja costume in the first flashback.
Yes.
Because he's doing the same
The same
exact
thing.
kick.
It could
be. Where him and Chuck Norris link arms and kick in the air and spin around. He's doing that solo now.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's just the one standing on one foot and spinning
If I was a
and
betting
kicking.
man, I would say it's the same actor.
I'll say.
I'm not a betting man.
Also the referee that shows up whenever people are fighting with this American flag gi that he's wearing.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I loved that. I was
Let's
like,
get it on.
So Barry is watching the tournament. He's watching people compete in whatever the katas and the weapons demonstrations and stuff. And you see the black shoes come up behind him on the stairs. Because, by the way, this kid's sitting on the fucking stairs. People paid for these seats.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Come on, Barry.
But you see the black
he
shoes.
paid to be in the tournament, so he can sit where he fucking wants.
He didn't pay
Barry's
a thing,
clapping
that
at
little
this
shitbird.
guy's performance, and he looks around, and Chuck Norris is sitting behind him, and he's just like, he's clapping, and he's looking, and he sees him, and he's just like, he shits his pants.
Literally,
Yeah.
you can
What
hear
the
him go.
fuck? You just hear the kaplunk. He's like, well, it's a good thing I'm not wearing what I'm wearing right now in this tournament because it's wet.
I got a brown gi. Is that okay?
And that's when Chuck kind of tells him, he's like, hey, why don't you and I go win this thing? And Barry's like, the fuck?
And I mean, like, is Barry just kind of like, man, this daydream is dope.
Right?
Right?
Like,
Daydream is lit.
He doesn't know the difference between reality and fantasy
Yeah.
at this point.
And neither do we. Like, as a viewer, we just don't really know.
I don't know. I think that he's really there.
Okay.
That's.
I mean, that's
wanna
the
believe that.
storyline.
Your team,
yes.
Chuck, is real.
My team Chuck
That's
is
the
real.
storyline, yeah. But this kid is. There's a lot of problems with this kid. I don't know, man. I mean, yes, that is the movie. Is Chuck Norris is there, but he also does disappear in like a gust of wind at the end of the movie. So he Batman's right out of this place.
He does. Oh, he had somebody kill his parents.
He jacked his way out of there.
Oh, have a seat, Whitney. Right here. Come on, have a seat. It's warmed up for you.
All right, it
There's been a
is.
bunch of butts in the seat all month.
I want it cold.
So I think Noreen does a women's kata thing, but then the Stone Dojo's person wins, and the woman doing that is credited as herself. And Aaron Norris mentioned that he put her in because he's seen her perform a bunch of times.
I gotta
She's
And
great.
say-
she's kicked his ass.
I gotta say, I like the kata. It's fine. Why aren't these women allowed to fight though?
It's a lot of them isn't spar. A lot of it is not sparring now. A lot of it is just technique.
Well, I think
don't-
so.
I don't
You
like
have
that.
different. You have different
Yeah.
categories. You have the kata. You have the weapons demonstrations. You have the actual freestyle. They do say men's freestyle fighting, so there is
Yeah.
a women's freestyle fighting. We just don't
We just
see
didn't
it in
get
the
to
movie.
see it.
I wanted to see our girl the
Kick some
teacher.
fucking
I want,
ass.
yeah, fuck
all
yeah,
she
dude,
does
please.
is the kata, which is
Yeah.
kind of annoying.
The kata is basically floor exercises with Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's what it
I'm
was.
not saying I can't do it. Let me just start by saying I can't do it. Also, let me just say it's boring to watch.
Also, I mean, I get she
One of
gets
them was doing the flamenco.
she gets second place, and it's
Oh,
very
man,
much
everybody
like
wants to do
your
that song. No.
it's very much like the floor exercises and gymnastics where it's choreographed to music and stuff. But she gets second place. Out of like the 4 people they show at least part of their performance, hers was not the best.
No.
But for movie purposes, she gets second place, so that way they can end up being tied at the end.
And maybe it is the best. We just don't know shit about traditional.
Well, I
kata.
mean, it's not the most visually interesting.
Right.
Like,
From the
it's-
outside in.
Did you see the numbers that they were posting? Because
Oh, these numbers are skyrocketing.
yeah, so
6 to 36.
what is it? Casey's Clan or whatever we called it.
Stone Dojo.
Yeah, Stone Dojo and
Casey's Clan
And-
crew, all with K's.
It's Kelly, but again, Kelly's clan.
Kelly's Clan. They
Kelly's
have
kick-ass
36
clan.
points,
Don't ask about the abbreviations.
and everybody else has 6. Like 10 other people, just 6. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, once they finally show the scores, it's like 36 to 36, and then like the next highest person is like 18. I'm
Why'd
like,
you even show up?
And then we have the rock breaking one where
yeah, there's a breaking
they're
competition.
looking for Mako because he was supposed to come back already.
Yeah, Cellini breaks 8 bricks.
Yep.
And then Mako shows up in his apron and shit, and the announcers are having a field day with it. The ref is like, hey, you're not wearing a gi. And he's like, what the fuck do I need a gi for? I'm just breaking rocks.
Yeah.
Eat a dick.
I love it. I genuinely love him with his apron. He's got this beautiful fedora and old man
Oh, I
cardigan.
love
And he is just
it.
wrecking these fucking bricks.
These
He's
asshole
acknowledging
announcers
oh my God, these cheese ball announcers.
who end up eating crow
And they
afterwards.
say it.
But they're sitting there, they're like, does red or white wine go with brick breaking?
These, to give you an idea of what these guys are, fucking the parody of Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
Okay.
It's the comedian that plays
Carrie
the king.
Elways?
No.
I was thinking-
Richard something. He plays the king, where he's like, either way, we'll have a little fun.
Yes,
like
the
they're very,
Jewish guy,
they're very booby baby.
Yeah.
you know, and like this
Not
guy's got.
Marks.
I can't think of his name, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
I think everyone listening
90s
would know
guy.
I'm talking about Richard something.
He was a
something.
comedian.
Yeah, but yeah, these guys are just like shitheads. Almost like I want Rodney Dangerfield. Like, hey, what kind of wine serves best with bricks? Huh?
That would have been better.
Would have been much better.
Would have been better. Better movie.
Better movie.
I'm thinking of, you're talking about that, I'm thinking of
Richard Lewis.
Dodgeball. Richard Lewis,
Yes,
thank you.
Richard Lewis.
I'm thinking of Dodgeball, though, with Jason Bateman. Like, it's a bold move, Cotton.
He's gonna forfeit. Ooh, a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off.
So Mako comes in, and he's...
Wait, I'm not done with announcers. Let's go to one of my favorites, Best in Show.
Oh, is
You
it
got
Will Ferrell
Fred-
as Harry Carey?
Well, no.
Yes.
Hey, he's trying to break 8 bricks here. Let's see if it happens. No, it's Fred Willard in Best in Show, the one about the dogs.
Yes.
And the one guy is very good. And he knows what he's doing. And Fred Willard's like, can we get him like a Sherlock Holmes hat and a little pipe?
Yeah.
The dogs don't get props. No, I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. He would look
love
really
him,
good.
though.
Oh, I love him. This is.
It's the hound dog, right? It's
Yeah.
the dude with the hound dog.
I want any of these announcers played by Christopher Guest.
Yes.
I want any of these announcers over what we got.
I will take anything. I will take you and you over those two.
Oh, insert me, baby, Bubby. He's breaking bricks. Hey.
Bricks. All right. So
And the more
he
times they
puts
say Bubby, the more I'm assuming they're doing cocaine, right? In between competitions.
If
I
you
would
watch this
take Bubby
movie,
from fucking Naracho's chamber.
the fuck you just say?
the Racho's Chamber,
Said
the
Naranjo
offer.
Chamber.
Nacho Chamber?
Nacho chamber.
If you're listening and you understand what Whitney's saying, please write us at
she's talking
badmoviesworstpeople
about
at
what's his
Gmail.
fuck from Die Hard, but I
Oh, Hans, not Hans. The guy talking.
No, it
Ellis.
says
Ellis.
Bubby.
Ellis.
Richard
We saw
Ellis,
him in
yes.
Supergirl.
Yes.
All right,
I
we're
would
back
take
on
him.
track, folks.
I knew where she was going, but I don't know
Welcome
where Nacho
back to
Chamber came
Spooking
from.
Whitney 101.
Tamaki Towers.
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi Tower.
Tamagotchi. No, it's definitely not. I'm just saying. I believe it's Totoro Towers.
Nakatomi.
Nakatomi.
I know.
Sakatumi Towers.
Sakatumi Towers. One more time.
There you go. So yeah, Mako does his whole you got to feel the energy, and he goes one more brick.
Oh yeah.
And so he
yeah,
breaks
you know why?
9.
Fuck you.
He breaks 9, which is then forgotten in 5 minutes when Barry and Cellini have to have the brick off. And
Can we talk about the brick off though, and why I think this makes this bully such a capital pussy? Because this whole time he gives him the flyers like, you want a chance at me?
He
You want a
didn't have
fucking
it.
chance at me, dude? Here, join this tournament. So now we have a tie and we have to have a face-off. And they say, what do you guys want to do? The challenger, the Stone Dojo gets to pick. And he says, brick break off. Why wouldn't you be like one-on-one fucking
Yeah.
fight?
You want to know why? We watched
Because Johnathan Brandis can't fight.
We watched behind the scenes stuff with the producer. Basically, it came down to, well, we weren't trying to rip off Karate Kid, and it ended with Johnny Lawrence and Ralph Macchio, which an actor's name, and don't worry about it. It ended with Johnny
William
Lawrence.
Zabka.
Yes, Billy Zabka and Ralph Macchio fighting, and they didn't want to do that because Karate Kid did it. So-
Karate Kid, Dad.
I get that, but also fuck you because now this bully is weak.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
We'll break bricks against each other.
Well, if it makes it any better, this movie also ends with the hero cheating to win.
yeah.
Because he
Yes.
has to add another brick, and then Mako lights them on fire,
Well, that's what-
which
he's-
would make them more structurally unstable.
We watched this separately, by the way,
Yes,
for
we
everyone
did watch
listening.
this
And I had
separately.
the same thought. I'm like, you're weakening the bricks.
That's what these are not fire safe bricks.
So right here is the 100% the reason Norris joined their team. So, you know, we didn't see the conversation. Noreen Chan asked Chuck Norris to join the team, and you're like, why would he join? That's weird. Well, because basically she was like, well, Joe Piscopo is kind of our like nemesis,
Yeah.
and Chuck Norris is like, oh, I'll join your team.
Oh, that heel?
Yes.
I do the men's freestyle, and that's it, because I'm gonna fight the fuck out of Joe Piscopo.
I'm breaking no bricks.
Oh
I ain't
my
doing
gosh.
no kata. I
he's-
ain't gonna show you my nunchucks.
By the way, this gi that Norris is wearing, the UFAF on the back, that's a real thing.
That's his real gi,
United
isn't
Fighting
it?
Arts Federation, which was founded by Chuck Norris.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured it would be his thing.
He also created, not created, but he like founded, which most movie actors seem to do, like martial arts actors. He has his own form of martial arts. It's like a combination of some of the things he knows, and it's called something along the lines of like nunchuck do or something
Oh
like that.
my.
I didn't
My
write it down, and I
lord.
wish I would have.
Tell
But
me
it's
that's
something
real.
like or nuncuck do, which might be worse. But it's definitely got like a Chuck sounding.
He's
thing
got
in
his
it.
own brand
need
of
that.
porn where he fucks your wife and it's called Chuckold.
Oh.
It's catching on.
I mean, I'm in it.
Apparently, I'm a Chuckold.
You're a Chuckold. Did you watch
He's
your wife have
not.
sex with Chuck Norris? Yeah, loved every second of it.
Like,
It's
I was here
only
for
when
it was
Chuck
fucking
Norris.
Chuck Norris. You're telling me I'm not watching?
Yeah.
I'm in the closet dressed like Superman.
What is it?
Smoking a
Is it?
cigarette.
It's undeclared where one of the girls has sex with Adam Sandler, and when the boyfriend finds out, he's like, "You had sex with Adam Sandler? That is awesome!" Like he's not mad at all. She's like, "I cheated on you." Like he's mad at first, but it's like, "You cheated on me with Adam Sandler? That's terrific."
So they have their fight. Norris beats the shit out of
Oh my gosh.
Piscopo. He has
How many
no
times?
fucking chance.
Joe Piscopo
many
gets one
times?
hit on.
Yeah.
You know when he fucking does this
The cheap
fake
shot.
knuckles, like,
Yep.
"Hey, dude, let's go," and boop, cheap shot.
Yeah, because they're about to start, and he's
It's
like,
like,
"Hey,
one.
let's we'll have friends."
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
he's dancing around like, "Oh, look at me! Yeah, I'm fucking dope. I'm
Everybody's
from
just
Brooklyn."
booing.
It's not Andrew Dice Clay. It's
No,
Joe
it is. It is
Piscopo.
at this moment, though. At this moment, it is Andrew Dice Clay.
And then Chuck keeps kicking his ass, and he's like, "You know what?" And then he takes that gi off, and he takes
strips
everything
Oh, but
off.
before that, though, Chuck knocks this guy out, which hits him at least, which would have been the final score. And Chuck looks at the ref and goes, "No point. No point." I don't know
Is
if
that
you
what
caught
happened?
that.
Okay,
I did.
Yeah.
because she
Yeah.
mentioned, she's like, "Isn't it like 3 points?" Because
Yeah, no, Chuck Norris
Okay.
looks right at the ref and just real low, like, "No point." And the ref just loving Chuck.
Says,
And I was like, all right.
"Good, all right."
This is Chuck Norris in Texas. You do what Chuck Norris says.
Absolutely. It's a
He
state
is-
law.
He is
It
the
is.
Texas Ranger.
Yeah, you can go to jail for not helping Chuck Norris with anything. When Chuck Norris looks you in the eyes and says, "No point," no point,
No point.
no point.
When Chuck Norris has a flat tire, you give him the tires off your fucking car.
You just give him
If
your
you
car.
have a flat tire, Chuck Norris picks you up and takes you and your car to the next tire station.
Yes,
But, and
sir,
he doesn't even
does.
pick you up like tows you. He picks up your car.
Yeah, he carries that shit.
No, but if Chuck Norris has a flat tire, first of all, he would just
He
yell
would
at it
never.
and it would reinflate.
Yes, it would.
But if it didn't for some reason, he would just take your car and you'd stay on the side of the road with his car waiting
But
for
he
a
would
AAA.
never let you
Yep.
stay. He would never let you stay. He would tow his car with your vehicle.
So at this point, Joe Piscopo strips down and does the
Oh,
And,
this
I mean, hard
oily
flex,
motherfucker. I was
Oily,
like,
veiny. Have a seat.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that Neo from the Matrix when he like flexes and the world stretches around him.
yes, that's what I was
Oh,
expecting.
that would have been great to see, dude. What the fuck was that?
Because Joe Piscopo.
There's a glitch in the Piscopo.
Or Chuck.
There's a Chuck in the Matrix. Oh, Matrix is fucked.
There's a Chuck in the Matrix.
If the Chuck gets in the Matrix, dude, machines better run.
So Chuck Norris kicks Joe Piscopo in the face, and he flips over like 100 times.
I do like this camera work. Like it is that.
Well, I guess Aaron Norris said. Aaron Norris said they put him on a rotating thing.
Oh no, you can see it.
And Piscopo is like, "How many times are you going to flip me?" And he's like, "I don't know, like 100."
Oof.
And Piscopo's like, "No," but they're friends. So he said he's like, "I was just fucking."
So I did say I didn't really love the Piscopo. I am gonna give him top marks for being in it. In it the whole time.
Over the top.
We talked about the fun scene where it's over the top with the MSG and the smog and the candy.
Yeah.
At one point, he gets like stuck to the ceiling in full pink goo makeup, and all I thought about was like, "You're a sport, dude."
You mean like Scary Movie?
Like Scary Movie, yeah, different color goo. But yeah, like this is Piscopo could have easily, been an asshole. I mean, like, dude, I'm not gonna sit in a makeup chair.
No, he.
I'm not gonna sit in this strap that flips you around. I know Joe Piscopo wasn't doing shit in '93.
He was
but
loving every minute of it.
He's trying his dick off in this movie.
Again, he's friends with Norris, so I think it was
they like dinner together and everything.
Dude, I'm friends with you. You can't cover me in pink goo.
Watch me.
Guess what? All I have to do is push this button, and then you get restrained.
Have a seat, Derrick.
No, you're an adult. It's okay.
Damn it. Chris Hansen does not have my back. I was forced to have sex against my will. Oh, really? How old are you? 41. Okay, you can not have a seat. You can leave.
Yeah, call the police. Take it up with them.
Call the police. I only help people that can get me good ratings.
Call the police.
Call the police.
So now we get the brick breaking compilation.
Compilation.
The brick breaking compilation.
Kinda.
Cellini does 6 bricks, which is like, come on, pussy, you did 8 earlier.
Cellini the weenie.
Yeah. So then Barry does 7, and he's very surprised he does it, and so are we. Because we've seen him break 0 at this point.
Yeah, we saw him break.
Oh no, I think he broke like 3 or 4 in because during the montage.
Oh yeah,
we didn't mention it during the montage. There's a point where there's all these other Asian dudes watching him train, and this guy has this little tiny bowl of noodles that he's
Chopsticks.
he's slurping it, which you do, but he's doing it for like 3 minutes. I'm like, that bowl has been empty.
I know how big those bowls are, and sir, you cannot slurp that long.
Nope.
But so Cellini breaks 6, Barry breaks 7, Cellini has to do 8, and he asks for 1 more and doesn't break it.
Cocky motherfucker.
I guess Whitney was saying because he broke 8, that's why Barry has to do 9. I'm like, well, technically Barry only has to do 8 because he did break 8 of the 9, but he
8
failed.
would send him
if
to
Barry
a.
did 8, then they'd be tied, and they'd have to go again. So he needs
Well, they would.
to do the
That's
tiebreaker.
what I'm saying is I don't think
You
they'd
have
be
to one-up
tied.
'em.
I don't think they'd be tied because. Yes, he broke 8, but he didn't break 9, which means he failed, so it doesn't matter.
No, but he
so
still has
technically
1
7
more.
was the last thing.
No.
When did you guys go to like karate school night classes?
Actually, I had my best friends. I sat in
My
classes
dad
with
is a
them,
black
so
belt in Taekwondo, so I have a lot of.
My dad owns a dojo.
My dad owns a dojo.
Okay. But no, you have to because he did get 8, so he completed 8, just not the 9th.
Whatever.
So
I just
you
don't
have
think
to
that
one-up
counts.
Either
it.
way, we're about to
It's
get
a
some
one-up.
bullshit cheating.
Brennan
Yeah,
would
it doesn't
love
matter because
Whatevers.
so Piscopo, by the way, is crying like a fucking baby when
Yeah.
that kid comes over. He's like, "If you can't do it, don't do it!" And he like slaps him in the head.
He's all like you
Sweep
said,
the fucking leg.
cartoon John Kreese.
Yeah.
he is. He's caricature John Kreese.
He 1,000%.
So Mako is like,
Someone
and
needs to
Mako
honk his
literally
nose.
tells Barry at this point, "Hey, this will help you," but they let him do it anyway. He pours lighter fluid all over these bricks and lights them on fire.
Okay, so
Cheating.
the idea is
Cheating.
supposed to be the fire intensifies it and makes it harder, which will make Barry focus. The reality is fire on brick cheating.
Yep.
Well, and I mean, the idea is for the movie's purposes to make a more exciting denouement here is these bricks are on fire. It looks cooler.
Yeah,
But it's cheating.
it is cheating.
And Barry does it and he wins. And then we get this, dude, this was one of my favorite shots of the movie. You have like shots out in the crowd of like the stage and you see people cheering and celebrating. And these 2 guys go for a high five, like in silhouette and just miss. Airball high five.
You got bobbed.
I'm
we
like,
100% rewound that and watched that again.
yeah, I was
to
like,
make
wait, you
sure.
can't reshoot these dudes high fiving?
Nobody noticed, and the editor's like, "Oh my god, you guys are idiots! Can't even fucking slap 5 correctly."
Fantastic.
No,
Well,
that's.
the editor noticed and was like, yeah, I'm using it.
Oh yeah, he's like, "I'm making you guys look like idiots."
And I think it's Chuck at this point that tells him, hey, dream, because he tells Chuck, so The tournament ends, and apparently these guys stayed for hours because everybody's gone. And Barry is sitting outside on a bench, and Chuck Norris sits next to him, and he's like, "This whole thing's been like a dream, Chuck." Which maybe,
a dream.
And Chuck says, "Dreams come true, Barry, if you believe enough," or something along those lines.
Something along those lines.
Oh,
like,
we've
sniff this powder.
at the zoo. The uncle, or I'm calling him uncle because that's what everyone.
Yeah, he's uncle. He's Noreen's uncle. So
he says something about the tortoise, where this desert tortoise dreams it can dance, and Barry's like, "Well, tortoise can't dance." He goes, "Yeah, if they dream it enough, they can," and that's kind of Chuck Norris just reiterating, and a different paraphrasing of it.
It's a kids movie. Believe in yourself, and you can do anything.
Absolutely,
because you're trying to pass on this thing to children that you can do anything you dream, even though as adults we know that reality does not work that way.
I'm gonna make a movie for kids called "So What? You Pump Gas."
I think we should. We need something for those kids.
So what? You're a 40. So what? You're a 40-year-old busboy.
So what? You're a 41-year-old bartender.
hey, that's fine.
We don't have people who pump gas here, though.
That's true.
They took full service away.
But after he tells
Not
them dreams
massage
come
parlors.
true, full-service massage parlors still exist. After he tells them dreams come true, Barry like turns around and there's like a gust of wind, and Chuck is gone.
Yeah, you
And
can
he
almost
left his magazine
hear
on the ground.
sparkles in it.
Yeah, and Barry leaves, and the magazine he's been carrying around this whole movie, this Black Belt magazine with Chuck Norris, which Cellini ripped up and he retaped and all this stuff, he leaves it behind because he no longer needs Chuck Norris as a crutch
anymore.
because he's a successful something.
Yeah, he's a
And
good
then
boy now.
He's dating Winnie Cooper.
Yes,
And
He's
we
doing
set, up,
fine.
we set up a sequel that I don't really understand, where this kid in a wheelchair rolls up and finds the magazine and is like, "Oh
Because the
shit!"
wheelchair-
Did you
There's a
really
crutch.
just mean to say that wheelchair kid rolls up?
Yes.
Yeah, well, he does. He rolls up.
All right.
I'm not being an asshole. He rolls up.
I thought you mean like the kind of like the I don't know, like slang.
Like he rolls
So
up.
he rolls up on this magazine.
No, I meant it. He rolls up, and he finds the
Always
magazine.
intend your puns.
And he's like, "Fucking awesome!" And he takes the magazine. And Aaron Norris did say he set it up in case there could be a sequel. And I'm sitting here going, "What sequel?"
Yeah.
Because he can believe he can
because
walk,
you know what?
he can walk.
Yeah, exactly. Barry
Wow.
believed he didn't.
What a shithead! Like
That's
just
what
way
I'm
to look
thinking.
at that.
That's what I'm thinking though, because I'm like, what? So Barry believed that he didn't have asthma and he didn't. So this kid believes that he's not a fucking
Where are we going
paraplegic and
next?
he's
There's
not.
like fucking kid with cancer that just doesn't believe he's gonna die, so
Although
he doesn't.
Noreen.
That was the original script.
That was the original script.
Julia Nixon said in an interview like that apparently there was somebody who came up to her at some convention or some signing or something who was a person in a wheelchair that was like, "Hey, I saw this movie and like it really inspired me. It meant a lot to me, whatever." So I mean, maybe it did mean something, but then in my head I'm just like, are you about to set up a sequel where this kid's like, if I believe hard enough, my legs will work?
I'm
'Cause that's
happy that
not
it
how
meant something
science
to
works.
anybody.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
great.
taking that away.
That's great.
But yeah, I'm going to echo what Derrick said. Like, that's just not a good setup for I believe I can walk.
Yeah. By the way, in the credits, I double checked Aaron Norris. I had to look him up. This is Chuck Norris's youngest son. He was born in 1965. Chuck Norris's youngest son was born 20 years before me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also,
That is fucking insane. 'Cause
Well,
this movie's
filming this
1992.
movie-
I didn't know Chuck Norris was in his like 50s.
he was in
Yeah.
his mid-50s.
He was
Chuck
born in
Norris
the
hit that-
40s.
He hit that good like stasis kind of thing where it's like you look like a grizzled 35-year-old for your whole life.
Hey, you have something to look forward to. Apparently, gingers don't age.
Yeah. No, we
Wait,
do.
Did you? He was born in the 40s? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because my mother and my uncle were born in the 40s. My uncle 46, my mother 49.
I mean, I didn't write it down.
I have it right here. Just fresh off the press.
Yes.
Chuck Norris's birthday is March 10th, 1940.
Oh.
Okay, so barely. Okay, I was thinking like 45 or
Barely.
something. But yeah, so
Barry.
Barry.
Barely.
Grabowski.
Barely.
But yeah, so that's that
Shit
movie.
bully.
What the fuck ever.
What did you
So, want me to go first?
think? Yeah.
I'm against my better judgment. I'm going to recommend this movie. I think it's fun enough. If I will much higher recommend Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
If you're just between these two, just watch Last Action Hero.
Yeah, just go Last Action.
I think it's fine. I've watched it twice in the last like 3 months because I got the 4K ultra high definition, and I watched it immediately and was like, I was not that impressed. And then when we rewatched it for the movie, or the podcast, I was like, better than I thought last time.
Yeah.
But it's stupid as fuck. Maybe be willing to pass out.
You calling this like a hangover afternoon kind of movie
you're
you?
waking up, your brain doesn't feel that good. You turn
got
on
dry brain.
You turn on, whatever cable channels still exist if you have cable and this is on.
This was on channel 18 if you didn't have cable.
Yeah, UPN?
Yeah.
KTTU.
Either or.
I don't know.
How
which
about
was
you,
UPN,
lady?
right? But
I'm going to say I give it a halfie.
Recommend or not recommend?
I do kind of recommend it only because, like you said, it is a fun hangover movie to watch. It's not something you
I
have
didn't
to pay
say that.
attention to.
I was asking that.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at you over here because people can see who
yeah,
I'm
they can
pointing
hear where
to.
you were looking.
Everyone knows where you're looking.
I'm going to say I do give it a recommend only for the simple fact that you have Mako and this guy is awesome. And then you also have Joe who's he's literally eating the script up as he's like, it was just fun.
Just
there
taking
was
bites out of the script and
stupid
spitting it in
fun
Barry's
shit.
face.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go off of that. I
Yeah.
don't recommend it because
good.
Piscopo's eating set when it didn't need to be eaten and nobody else is enjoying the same buffet he is.
True.
So for me, it's just not a recommend. It's over an hour and 40?
Yeah, it's
I wanna say
141. so-
141. And that's not absurdly long, but I would have enjoyed it much more as like a little fucking snack at 125. Give or take. So for me,
Yeah.
it wasn't the worst thing I've watched. It's not the worst thing we've done on this podcast. I will probably go the rest of my life never watching it.
And, I was very iffy about First Kid last week. And for me personally, I would rather watch this again than First Kid.
Ooh, opposite.
Same.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm saying
Yeah,
with that.
Sinbad over this for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make up your own minds, of course, obviously.
I'm just, if people who are listening should know, probably do know, I like terrible garbage things. So the action alone, like the karate, the martial arts, makes it more entertaining to me than First Kid. And like I said, I bought
understand that.
I bought it and it was somewhat of a blind buy because I had seen it a bunch of times as a kid, but I bought it because I was like, well, fuck it, let's check it out. And plus, Vinegar Syndrome makes really cool covers for really bad movies. So
Yeah.
you see the cover and you're like, neat, I want that. But yeah, that's me. I don't know. I will watch this before I watch First Kid. So that's it for this week. Next week, it'll be The Wizard with Fred Savage. Don't forget to check out Evasion. Stay tuned. We'll be talking about a coming up event at Dillinger Brewing, which I'm talking to Eric about. So we'll be doing that sometime soon, or we have already done it. I don't know.
I'm not sure how time works.
Time is a flat circle, if you ask Matthew McConaughey. So
God.
It's all right. Angles, man.
that's that. Check out Evasion on all their places. Check us out at badmoviesworstpeople.com. Tell your friends to follow us on social media. React to our stuff. Send us an email. Recommend a movie because we've done a bunch of theme stuff, but we're going to be getting out of that other than our October thing, which will be Trick or Treat Williams.
Yes.
And as a tribute to Treat Williams, do you have something?
I was going to say, as always, if you mention this podcast at Harbottle Brewing, you will get $1 off your pint.
Oh, and apparently if you go in there and you tell Sasha that she's hot, you're supposed to get $1 off a point. I think that's what pint. I think that's what Whitney told her the other day.
All right, shut the podcast down. I gotta go.
We love us some cha-cha.
She said
She's a
she'd
great
kick you out
bartender.
though, so take that as you will.
Oh yeah, no, she can kick you out.
But that's it for this week. You will hear us next week. I have been Derrick.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Mr. Dumpling.
Good night and go chuck yourself.
Ooh.